Yeah, right.
Yet. Nothing's going wrong yet is the thing. Chad, give me a status check. Let me know what things are looking like. It's pretty windy out here today, and we were in a hurry. We weren't specifically supposed to be here yet, but there were a couple planes that are coming in for landing. I think they have 7 of the C-47s coming in, and we are standing by on the basically the flight line here at the Duxford Airport. It's part of the Imperial War Museum here. HUD is visible, 5x5. HUD visible, HUD visible. What do you mean HUD is visible? Let's go look at what you mean by HUD is visible.
Like the camera?
That's fine. Chat, tell me what you mean by HUD is visible. Like, let me know. What does that mean? Wind is, yeah, wind by 5, wind by 5. The camera HUD, you can see the camera details. Oh, okay. All right, we can fix that right quick. Hang on a second, y'all. Yeah, it's got all the camera details on it.
Okay.
Stand by. Can I see the, just point at the ground for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm super tall and...
Yes, I can't actually reach that high. Chat, stand by. Like I said, we're just getting set up here to get everything set.
Oh, we're going to clean HDMI output?
Yeah, it's HDMI output, and it's HDMI outputs the, wherever that is, assign button, monitor delays, powered, focus zoom, battery. There it is, HDMI out. Okay, that's correct. HDMI time code. No, it's an output on screen displays. Off. All right, chat. There you go.
Setting? Who did it?
That should be good.
Who changed that?
Good down there? Can you see the status displays? Yeah, I don't see them there anymore.
No, it's not. Yeah.
All right. Hey, problem resolved. Problem resolved. The camera's fresh back from the repair shop, and apparently they changed our settings on it. That's not our fault. Well, it's kind of our fault because we didn't turn the camera on yet. But we haven't hooked on the stream machine.
Yeah.
Let me know that everything's going well. Can you hear us okay? Again, there's a lot of planes flying around. Dude, Saber, turn around and get that one. Look, there's a lot of stuff going on out here, and we just are getting set up. We're standing by for the arrival of these C-47s. They're supposed to be flying in shortly. So, I can't. Can you tell what that is? How's the zoom?
It's the one that took off not long ago?
It's the one that just took off.
Beyond that, I can't tell you. It's a dragon.
Thank you, it's a dragon.
See, I knew it, guys. Hey, I got a step. Okay.
All right, the wind is very noticeable. Yeah, we know about the wind. There is quite a bit of wind out here. That just is what it is. I'm trying to see if we can cut. Let's put the cut on.
Yeah, there's some new symbol on the screen now that looks like wind and the microphone. It says wind off.
Yeah, they like upgraded the firmware.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. All right, we'll see if we can turn down the wind a little bit, but there is going to be wind out here. There is going to be wind out here, and we can sort of just make sure everything's good. Today, we're trying to dial in the settings. We're making sure the gear works from here. Apparently, the gear's working so far. That's a thing. So we're at least that part's going on. Sounds all good. The planes are out of the wind. Good. And we're not using body packs or anything today. We're using the shotgun mics. We're just like in a real big hurry to get over here. Because ask me later to tell you the story about baggage that goes to New York when we're over here near Old York or Original York or York 1.0 or whatever they call it. I don't know. But our bags ended up in the wrong place, and it took us some time to get them this morning. So we got up here a little bit later than we thought we were, and now we're here.
They're here in the pattern.
Oh, they're in the pattern?
Yeah, they're like, see that low bank?
All right.
There?
Well, why don't y'all run over here? Come over here. We have other friends with us. Look, chat. We have other friends. We've got Julia. We know Julia, DC3 girl. She's in chat all the time. And we've got JDK.
Winnigan.
All three of them. JDK, Winnigan.
Throw the whole thing in there.
Throw the whole thing in there. So JDK and DC3 girl, and y'all know me, I'm Daks. And they're going to be going around with us on our virtual field trip.
Yes, we are. And it felt so much cool stuff here. It's just, we've been here all day, and it's amazing.
Oh.
There's more to show you. We could be here for 3 weeks and not see you.
Yeah, we
nice.
just might not go.
And how's the audio on them? Can y'all hear them okay and everything, chat? I yell all the time.
Right, and well, I generally do too, so
And we don't-
rarely does anyone say they can't hear me.
Yeah, we don't have mics or anything on it
Yeah,
now.
we'll make sure we're talking loud enough.
Audible?
But so we
legible?
have seven of the C-47s have been in another location.
Right.
They're flying in now.
Look at that, Saber. Did you get them?
I got some of them.
Oh, chat. Nice to put a face to the name.
There are
Right.
a number of smaller fields around here that
Right.
used to be. This was a major air base,
Right.
And there's a number of smaller ones around here. And so those planes were one that's about 5 minutes flight time.
Oh, nice. They're just moving here. Like very over here.
Yeah, they were doing some other air shows earlier.
Did you see all?
Yeah. I mean, there's 3 in the formation there. There's 1, 2, 1. is out
That
there.
might be a jet. That might be a commercial one. Out here, there's 7. Totally expect 7.
They're loud and annoying though.
Well,
The best. I don't know, Julia. The press line is over there.
it's not really any better than others. Like maybe I shouldn't be out there. It's not.
In some ways, being over might be better.
Yeah. So chat, we are aware that the wind noise is pretty significant out here.
The wind is pretty significant.
It's windy. It is
Get the
windy right
windsock over there.
Yep.
Yeah. Get the windsock.
There you go. So there's our landing winds.
We are aware of that, and we know that when we turn around, normally we'll be mic'd and stuff like that for most of the field trip, but for today we were just trying to get out here in time. Look, this one's coming in for a landing right here. A Dragon Rapide. Dragon Rapide.
Yeah.
So if you're anywhere except for directly in front of the camera, you have to like get up and yell into the back. They won't hear what you're saying.
It's okay. I won't bite you. It's all right.
By design, like if you're leaning like this talking into the mic, nobody's gonna think you're weird. But that's the only way they're gonna hear you if you're anywhere except for directly in front of it. It sounds like a hurricane blowing on the mic. I haven't seen any hurricanes flying around here yet, actually. Is that the right word? Fly hurricanes?
Yeah, there's actually a Hawker hurricane right there.
There's a Hawker hurricane right over there.
Yeah.
Sorry, good.
That is not a free plane, you're right.
No, it's not. Reconnaissance mostly.
Yeah. So Saber, do you want to set up a tripod or what do you want to do?
If we do, I'll do it real quick.
Or do you just want to do a handheld thing?
I can do it now.
Okay, we'll just do it handheld? Alright, cool. Yeah, chat, we know that there's a lot of wind out here. We didn't have time to put on the microphones or anything. Today's just our like setup and testing day to make sure everything was good. The real deal starts tomorrow, and I'm getting a schedule that I can post up in Discord. But these are like tests to make sure the modems are working, the camera's working, etc., etc. We're working.
I just want to say I don't know what Dino D-Day is, but I'm all in.
What is
Just
Dino
if someone can
D-Day?
explain
No.
that to me later.
What is Dino
No,
D-Day?
so every year, I've never been out here for D-Day before, right?
Okay.
So every year there's a video game that's like a first-person shooter, and it's soldiers versus dinosaurs.
All right.
Because the Germans
Please tell me the Germans are the dinosaurs.
They did. They
Okay.
were able to resurrect the dinosaurs Jurassic Park style, and so you get to control dinosaurs if you're on the German side, and if you're on the Allied side, you control regular soldiers, except for one dinosaur. One of the dinosaurs, the genes were wrong, like there was a problem with the DNA, and so when they regrew it, it had a gimpy leg. And so the Germans rejected it. They're like, oh, not good enough dinosaur for us. And so the Allies took in this poor little dinosaur and mounted a 50 cal to its back.
I was gonna say because these dinosaurs can shoot.
Oh,
Yes.
Even with their small little arms.
So some of them have guns mounted on them. There's a little combi that has a grenade strapped to its back. You can be a T-Rex.
Because why not?
Exactly.
Because why wouldn't you be?
That's,
Yep.
Somebody
There
was
you
up
go.
really late at night when they figured out
So
how to
all
play
of
that
the
game.
Dino D-Days
I
for the past
understand.
4 years, this game cost $2.50. And for the past 4 years, every day on the anniversary of D-Day, we play Dino D-Day all day long.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not going to happen this year.
Well,
Can we just fit something in, maybe?
I'm
Because
downloading it later.
Downloading it
I'm
later.
downloading it later.
Dino D-Day with Dr. Winnikin.
It's a really fun,
It'll be
it's a
sort of
fun
a
game. but-
change of.
They're lining up for approach.
Oh, they are,
They're a
yeah.
little ways off yet.
Chad, again, if you're just joining us, we're here. What do we call this airfield? Duxford
This is
Airfield?
Duxford.
This is Duxford Airfield.
Imperial War Museum, Duxford.
Right at the Imperial War Museum. We're in the UK. We made it successfully. We got all our bags. We got our cameras, etc. I know it's windy. We didn't have time to plug in the mics and stuff. We're just testing out the modems and stuff today. But we got lucky because as part of our location test, there's actually a flight of 7 C-47s landing here at the airport. They were ferrying from another location, right? And I'm just going to keep yelling into the microphone so you can hear me. Tomorrow we shouldn't have to yell.
We can yell anyway, though.
And I'll give everybody a full breakdown on the history of this place and what it did and why it's here and all that. So you'll get all that tomorrow.
That's for tomorrow. We have like an actual show tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And then we actually have shows.
This is just us geeking out right
Exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't talk for the first half hour we got here.
Really?
I just
Just looking
yeah.
good.
God, it was annoying. I couldn't get her to do anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the next thing. You can't read everything. Yes, I I've seen the plane 5 times. Did you see the DC-3 C-47 I built in Kerbal?
Yes, I did. Very nice.
It was
Very,
fantastic.
very nice.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get a shot as soon as they come in view.
It was what?
Nothing to talk to Chad.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. And I'm looking that way too, so whenever we see him come around that building there.
Probably. It should be real soon.
Yeah. Chat, they're all lined up and they're coming, they're like in the pattern, I guess, and they've lined up for
Yeah,
the
they're coming
approach
out fine
now.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, although by the time I'd actually even be better where we were standing
Yeah?
in terms of just being able to see over the depends on because everybody's watching now.
Yeah.
Go stand on that trash can.
Right? The wind was blowing so hard, one of those blew over.
Really?
earlier. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah, the wind, this is better than it was. So.
I see like a plane way out there, but I can't.
Oh, look.
Oh, they're coming
Oh,
over
whoa!
first.
See, right there over the building.
It's a flyover.
Oh, there they are. They're doing a flyover. Check this out. You see him right over the building?
I
Got him?
Yep. I've acquired the C-47s.
Are there any Cadotas in the sky right now? These would actually be. Well, in Kerbal, we call them a Cadota. We have to.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have to forgive me. I don't know all
It's all good. I got your back. Chat, look at this. Saber, how you doing, dude?
Doing good. Just wind is a little bit shaky.
Hey, is the lower third and everything good, y'all? Is everything looking pretty right here? We know that it's windy, but look at these planes doing a flyover the airport right now. There's 3 in the front formation, and then they're followed up by 4 more in line behind them. God, that's so cool. That way it has less wind noise. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna.
Get it, dude. Yeah. Do you think? Yeah, the stripes. Wow. You okay? You okay?
Yeah, I should get turned around. Sorry.
Yeah.
It looks like the rest are coming in straight line.
Yep, we got more coming behind us here, dude. Look, turn around again. How you doing, dude?
Doing good.
Check this out.
Some more markings for you guys.
So those are D-Day markings as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the stripes on the tail and the wings are the markings for
Just
D-Day.
for D-Day,
Just
yeah.
for D-Day.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the stripe markings were to make sure that they weren't mistaken as German aircraft. They fired on. So it was just for that, just for over.
No kidding. So just for the flight on D-Day, they put those stripes on it to make it really clear which planes were the Allied planes.
Right,
And
correct.
it's like paint them at the last minute. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. I know.
Boy, you guys had really good timing.
Yeah, we made it just in time.
Showed up just in
They're all going to
time.
land too.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, see, here's the first one.
I looked over here when they're done.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Chat.
Identify who this is.
It's really cool. You can see these planes on flight radar. Really? So they're actually listed on flight radar right now. Nice, Sparrow.
Coming your way, Julia. Thank you. Chalair.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's so cool. And they're just, they're landing into the wind here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the wind is blowing against their noses as they come in for the landing cover.
Take off.
And these planes are staying here today?
Oh, yeah. They'll
They're
stay
staying here for the air show.
And if people go to the Daks over Normandy website, it has the history of all these planes.
Ah.
So as they come in and you're reading the names off of them, or the tail numbers, you can see the history of a lot of them on the Daks over Normandy site.
Gotcha. That is so cool. right now. We're in the UK. We're at the Duxford Airfield, which is right next to the Imperial War Museum, and we're watching a flight of a 7. What do I call them? C-47s, DC-3s? It's both mixed.
It's mixed. It's mixed, yeah. But they're the same aircraft, just different designations.
Just different designations.
Yeah, civilian is DC-3, and then military is C-47.
Gotcha.
And the U.S. called the C-47s the Skytrain.
Right.
And the British called it the Dakotas.
The Dakotas. Gotcha.
British and Canadian.
So all of those things sort of go together, chat. It's good to mostly be C-47s because it was C-47s that participated in D-Day, right? So we might have some planes out here that still have the airline markings, maybe have airline seats in them, like we saw it at Evergreen, remember? But for D-Day, we're talking C-47s, which was the military designation of the DC-3, which was made by Douglas. The Douglas DC-3, which is a commercial airliner. And they retrofitted those. I guess not even retrofitted. They just made them special for the war effort.
They would actually, if they were building a DC-3, when they decided they needed it for the war, they literally stopped in the middle of the process and turned it into a C-47. All you had to do is change the doors and the floor.
The doors and the floor.
So the door that you saw,
and then
and then had a heavier floor. But the doors that you saw in the museum last week, that's what they were.
Then they bolted benches to the sides, so that you sat facing each other rather than facing forward.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
easier to stand up, watch out, and jump out.
More capacity probably too.
That's John Sessions. That's our boy from Seattle.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
So we know this plane, chat. This plane actually came over from Seattle. I think they flew like the Lend-Lease route.
They did.
Yeah, they flew the same stops of
And
airfields.
DC-3 girl knows the co-pilot on that one, so we're hoping to get him on board.
That's cool. Chat, we know people on that plane.
Yes, we do. We like those people. Yep.
I got you. I'm watching.
Everybody's dodging the camera. It's great.
Flying French like that.
Oh, yeah.
They're flying the French flag.
It does. It has a French flag on it.
We got a little bit of time. We can look up. Don't worry, guys. Just you and me and the C-47s. This is an actual C-47 with the military markings.
Chat. So look at this one. As this one comes a little bit closer to us here, look at the D-Day markings on it. So the stripes there, they specifically put those stripes on there to identify which were the Allied planes. And that's got the sort of olive drab paint job there and those white and black stripes. I can't get over the tires on them. I mean, those big bulbous tires, they look like they're like four-wheeler tires or something. But I imagine that makes it a little bit easier to operate the aircraft on unprepared airfields, right?
Correct. These can land on grass strips.
They could land on grass strips.
Yep. There's another one.
There's another one. They just keep coming.
Everybody,
Oh, I appreciate the fact that they just keep coming, Chad. We know people, yes. We know people,
We know
Chad.
people.
We know
know
people.
things.
That's cool. Do you know the significance of 8X and 3X?
It tells you.
Yeah, it's designations for which flying group.
Okay.
So it just depends which one. And so each letter and each number has a different designation.
Gotcha.
And there's another one.
They just keep coming.
That might be the last one.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the yeah, a little bit. I'm a big fan of the like shiny silver variants.
Civil Air Transport.
Civil Air Transport those markings.
I know because I can read it.
I know because too.
It's
DC-3s are still used in some parts of the world?
Yes.
Like commercially?
Until last year, the smoke jumpers in Montana. Until last year, the smoke jumpers in Montana still flew the DC-3.
Right.
Dropped. They finally retired theirs. But ice pilots in Canada, he still flies a daily route in a DC-3.
daily route in a DC-3.
Daily routes from Yellowknife to somewhere else.
Wow.
He flies them every day.
The reason that they stopped using a lot of them was simply because they have to have a locking cockpit door,
Right.
and that's a little impractical.
Oh,
too.
I gotcha.
So
Yeah,
a lot of the airlines had to stop flying them because of that.
Because it's hard to put a locking
Right, yeah.
cockpit door on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's a cargo company in Southern California that flies equipment out to Catalina Island on,
Yep.
on these as well.
Now, I know that all the planes are over that way right now, but bring the camera this way, Saber, and point this way so we get the wind a little bit better. And y'all come this way with me.
Okay, wait, no, fly.
Oh, there's one more.
Oh, there's another one coming in. Yeah,
even
look.
better.
It's almost like I planned that, right? There's another one coming in.
Saber's like, seriously?
We'll get out of the way.
This is normal.
I thought I counted 7, but apparently I'm bad at math. That's pretty cool.
There's another one.
Wait, no. How many of them are there?
Someone lied to us about
They just keep coming. No, they're taking off and they're landing again. And we're not paying attention. They're just doing touch and goes, actually.
It's like
Are there 20 planes?
They've got different nose art on either side so they can keep reusing the same plane.
They just look like they're floating down. They chat with.
How quickly they stop.
Yep. With this strong wind, it literally just looks like they're floating down to the ground because they're landing into the wind. And you can see everybody's shirts blowing, but their actual airspeed is so much different from their ground speed because of the wind.
Yeah.
It literally just looks like they're floating to the ground.
It's making me shake more than the planes.
Yeah, the wind.
Yeah. Oh, that was a beautiful touchdown.
Yes, that's what
What
they
is a
are.
stealth DC-3? So again, hey y'all, if you're just now joining us, we made it to Duxford, UK. Is there another one?
I know.
How is there
Hey,
another
I
one?
summoned one with my eyes.
I'm trying to do a thing here. That's got to be like 10.
That's a lot.
That's more than 7.
seven.
Chat, did y'all count those or?
Somebody in chat count those for us. Would you?
We need clips of every plane landing, please.
That's a British one. It's got a British flag on it.
Oh, it does, yeah. It's got the shiny aluminum too.
Oh, Norwegian. Oh, okay. Ooh, man. The target-looking flag threw me off.
No, there's a lot of Air Forces that have similar.
Okay.
The differences in colors in the circle.
Yeah.
The last one?
We're like the Oprah of C-47s
Is that
here.
the
It's like
last
you get a
one?
C-47 and you get a C-47.
You get a C-47.
Everybody gets a C-47.
So what I was saying was one of these is called That's All Brother. And
Okay.
it was one of the actual planes that flew on D-Day in the first wave. And it was found several years ago at Oshkosh, parked out behind Basler, because the turboprop. So a lot of the planes that still fly today have turboprop conversions on them,
Right.
which makes them still workable. But somebody actually saw it out in their boneyard,
Right?
rescued it, they restored it to fly it here today.
No
so it's
kidding.
actually here. Oh look,
Where's the race?
Whoa!
Where to go? Oh, it's small. Okay.
So that guy's just showboat?
That was a split S. Oh, that thing's quick.
Chat, is this cool or what?
I hope you guys didn't want to hear Das talk.
Yeah, what? Oh, those are the two wheels that are sticking down.
Yeah,
He's just out there showing.
probably. He's put on his own air show.
He's like, fine. I didn't get accepted to the air show? Yeah.
I'll show you C-47s as well.
Oh, no? Okay.
He's just trying to throw up, I think.
Maybe, I don't know. He's having fun is what he's doing.
Well, yeah, he is having fun. Look at that.
There we go.
You want to put that little hood on there, or
Oh, no, it's fine.
are you good? Okay.
Yeah, it's just being twisted around makes it a lot more difficult, but I'm good now.
Yeah. You good on cable?
Yeah.
Cable stretching?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
It's just me being twisted around.
Can we ride in one of those? I don't think I'm riding in that thing.
I'll do it.
Xavier will do it.
I'll do it. I'll take the camera. Yeah.
Xavier gets the first ride. It's cool to see the plane from your town in Norway. So you actually live in the town where that Norwegian plane came from, Suvi? That is cool. Landings must be done if the aerobatics are being loud over the field. Yeah, YGB, it does look like the landings are done. Now, look at this right here, Saber. Oh my gosh. Placid Lassie? Is that the Placid Lassie it says on the front of it there? Look at that plane.
There are DC sites, so if you just Google the tail number, the
Yeah.
24064,
Yeah.
you'll get
You can find all sorts of information on it.
Yeah.
So DC3 was saying if you just Google the tail number there, you can find all sorts of information about the planes. Almost every plane out here, just Google that tail number. And if people want to put links to information about the planes in chat or whatever, go for it. You are more than welcome to. Yeah, Vinius, this is really cool that we're being able to share this with people.
We should walk over there.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all want to walk over there? Let's walk over close to that thing.
That's a good question. I don't know.
So we're going, chat. We're going, and we're gonna go get a little bit closer to this plane. Yeah, there's some information, Tanarin. Thanks for that. Oh yeah, gosh.
That's a Spitfire 2-seater. It does rides.
It does rides.
It does rides. It's been doing it all day long.
It does rides in a Spitfire 2-seater. What's the funding goal for that?
Each one of those rides is $500.
God. Come along, chat. Come along. I do have a schedule. I haven't posted it in Discord, but I'll have it posted tomorrow. Yeah. The 2-seater Spitfire is kind of crazy. Let's go right up to here. Yeah. The way those doors work is so cool. Like I didn't know that. It makes perfect sense. You didn't even drive a Jeep into there. You could drive a Jeep into that plane through the side door, Chad. It's so cool that they just taxied over on the grass. Like, no big deal. On this side of here. Oh. Yeah, the schedule will be posted. Yeah, you got it. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Ah, yes. Yeah, hey Joe OP, this is our setup day. We're just testing out everything before we start promoting it. For the next 5 days, we'll be on the front page of Twitch. But today is the day that we need to make sure that everything is going to work when we're on the front page for the next week. So we're gonna have paratroop we're gonna have paratroop jumps going over. We're gonna be visiting different D-Day historic sites. We're gonna be talking about the history of D-Day. We're gonna be doing some streaming from down in France as well. We're gonna be all over the map, but this is like our setup and testing day just to make sure that everything was working. It seems like it's working so far. Like, Chad, is everything good so far? And I know that the wind is a challenge. We did not have time to get our... There goes the dual seat Spitfire taking off. We didn't wire up the body packs and stuff like that yet. So we trust the time. Wow.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'll twist it around.
No drops so far. 5x5. Excellent.
You guys like stew?
There's a funny story with the red nose on the 2-seater Spitfire.
There's a funny story.
Somebody says that the owner wanted the entire thing painted red and then liked it so much he kept it. Oh no, the nose is painted red for Red Nose Day, actually.
Interesting.
And then they liked the red nose, so they kept it, is what someone in chat, a random person in chat is saying. I'm not sure if that was...
I love the link on that.
Yeah, if you have a link, like a cite your source there, Simming HD, your name's blue, so it's hard to read out here. If you have a link to that story, I'd love to like read more information about that.
Here, I'll meet you guys in.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got a nice backdrop, why not?
Yeah, 'cause
Hey, chat, how's it going?
Alright.
The title doesn't do this view justice. What is the title? Oh yeah, the test thing.
the test.
We just said like location test for the virtual field trip because we had never been to this physical location before. We're in the UK right now. We've never streamed from this airport. We have new equipment with the international modems that are going and stuff like that. So today we were just testing out everything. Oh, crack my bones. I'm glad you like it though. So you don't need link perms. You can just post up the link. It's fine there. Anyways, am I jumping with him? No, unfortunately, I didn't have the proper certifications. I would have done it, but I couldn't. My hands are tied.
Well, who knows? DC3 girl can make lots of things happen,
Yeah.
so we'll find out. So
Oh.
can't put anything past her.
Yeah, so anyways, y'all, what do y'all think so far? Seems like the equipment has been up. I know that we don't have the other auxiliary mics on or anything, so I know it's a little bit hard to hear us over the wind sometimes. That should be resolved tomorrow. Those mics are in my backpack. We just didn't have time to set them up before stuff started happening here. I've got JDK Winnikin here, who is going to be our... What can I introduce you as?
I guess the subject expert?
Subject expert. Subject matter expert?
Subject matter expert. I have a PhD in World War II history, so that's what I do.
There you go.
I've just written a novel about a world in which the D-Day invasion didn't work, and so I had to do a lot of work on the D-Day invasion to
Gotcha.
kind of play around with that idea. And
So it's like a historical fiction? Is that the right way to say it?
Counterfactual historical
Counterfactual.
fiction,
It's not
yeah.
fiction, it's counterfactual.
Right, and yeah, I know you were showing I was showing the chat the website a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
I think so. If you want more information on that, jdkwinnikin.com, you can check that out.
Cool.
But we'll talk more about it in the days ahead.
Yeah, and as we go through, I know there's a link that the command that has a link to your site
Yeah.
with more information and stuff like that. JDK is going to be traveling around with us, so he'll be up here the next couple days. He's going down to France with us, so that's something you'll be hearing as we go through the streams. I'm talking about here's what happened in the real world, and then in your book, here's
Right.
what happened,
Right.
like the consequences.
Right, and the book highlights just how big of a deal this day really was.
Yeah.
The fact that it succeeded by exploring what it might have been like had it not was really revealing on a lot of ways for me. So we'll talk about that too.
Cool. Yeah, there's a link right there. Exclamation point JDK. JDK Winnikin is part of the KSA crew going to Normandy and UK. More information, there's your website.
Thank you very much.
Isn't that cool? It's a
that
pleasure
cool?
having you along. I've never
Yeah.
actually met you before.
Nice meeting you. Yeah.
So let's just meet him
Yeah,
on
we
camera.
just kind of right on camera. Yeah, I'm
We
glad you
walked
got
out
here.
and we were the idiots
Hi,
pointing
Saber.
cameras
Nice to meet
around.
you.
He literally just yelled at us. He's like, "Are you looking for Julia?" He was like sitting on a bench like 20 yards away from us. And we're like, "Yeah, you must be."
You guys very much look like this is what you were doing. So
Yes.
it was a wild guess that was you.
Especially once we start talking, we make a lot of noise. We draw a lot of people's attention.
Right.
So. How's the
okay.
new shoulder thing working, Saber?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. All right. So we got new equipment, and again, y'all, Saber is running the camera. He's come over here. He's actually taken a week off of work from his real job.
Thank you, work.
Thank you, work. Yeah.
Me too. Thank you, work.
To come over here and be our camera operator. He'll be behind the camera most of the time. Y'all know me, I'm Das. We just met JDK, and then we've got Julia. Y'all know Julia.
This is my work.
This is your
So,
work.
This is my work.
You're at work right now. I'm at
I
work
gave
too.
myself a week off for this. Mhm.
I gave myself a week on. Or chat gave me a week on, I guess, right? So.
Yeah, now, it might be interesting if any of you like old historical World War II movies. The famous movie Battle of Britain was filmed right here at Duxford. So if you want to cue that up, you can find it anywhere. You can see this entire complex before the museum was added in that movie, if you're interested. Or if you've seen that movie, you've seen Duxford. Yeah.
Cool.
It goes all the way out there. So actually,
It's a big facility.
it's huge. It's huge.
We
yeah.
were driving past it. Saber, see if you get that hangar down on the end, and that's not even the end.
No, that's not even the end. This whole stretch goes all the way down. That curved building, actually interesting for your American viewers, that curved building there is actually the American Air History Museum. So it's all America's contribution
Gotcha.
to stuff. So that's there. And then at the far end is a land war museum.
Tanks and that sort of stuff.
Right, and there's some D-Day stuff in there.
Okay.
There's some D-Day stuff in here. This big one off to the right is all British history of British aviation.
Jeez.
That's impressive. And then there's a bunch of other stuff along the way. There's like 7 or 8 buildings
Wow.
of historical information. So there's plenty to do.
Hey, chat, if somebody bring up this location on a Google Maps satellite view and just look at there's the airfield here, it's the Duxford airfield, and the Imperial War Museum, and look at the number of buildings that are filled with, I'm going to say historical artifacts, right?
Yeah.
Massive hangars that are just filled with stuff.
Yeah. And there's a couple of them, they're restoring other planes right now too.
They blew up a real hangar for the film?
I don't know if
did?
they blew up a real hangar. But
Question mark. I don't know. Is that a thing?
They did.
They actually blew up a real hangar for the Battle of Britain film.
For the movie.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Good.
It belongs in a museum. This is a museum. Actually, a lot of stuff outside, since this is still a museum outside, even if it's not in the museum, it's still at the museum.
It's still at the museum.
Yeah. Are there any Avro Vulcans around?
Yes.
I believe there are,
Yes, there's a Vulcan inside that building.
Oh, then we'll be able to see that.
Yes.
Yes, we will be able to see that. Now, that's not a D-Day related thing.
No. That's
We'll walk past it, though. We'll throw you a bone.
That was a jet strategic bomber.
Right.
That launched nukes. That's all.
That launched nukes. That's not a D-Day thing.
That's all that did.
That's a totally different thing. And I know the wind is a little bit better when we point the camera this way, and we have the DC-3 or the actually C-47 in the background there. So I know the wind is a little bit of a challenge today, y'all. Again, we didn't plug in our personal mics or anything. We just ran out here, tried to get here as fast as we could to see the landing of those planes. And the landing of the C-47, the DC-3s, that was cool.
Your timing was perfect.
It was like just right.
Showed up at the best.
Just enough time to get all the cables plugged in and get out here and talk our way through the admission desk. What are y'all doing?
Improvisation.
You can't get in with that.
Yeah.
It's like...
Well,
When you
DC-3 girl primes the pump.
Yeah.
She got you guys covered. So, yeah, it's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
The Vulcan song, now we get all sorts of Vulcans. You say one thing and then Twitch chat tells you like 80 more things.
That's fantastic. It's great.
The whole
There's
thing,
a huge one in there.
Wasn't that Vulcans that did the relay fueling thing? I think, wasn't that, y'all know what I'm talking about? Where they were trying to bomb the Falklands or somewhere like that, and they took off with like 30 planes, and then 15 of them refueled each other, and they kept going, and then those 7
That's a
refueled each
story
other.
I don't know, but I want to know.
Thing.
But I want to know. But I want to know.
I think, am I talking about the same thing you're talking about there, Dr. J? Operation Black Buck, they said.
Okay.
Operation Black Buck.
Link it.
Here you go. Put up links. Again, y'all, we're on the virtual field trip here. As we go through this, there's a lot of regular community members in here. If you have cool stories or things that are relevant to the things we're looking at, I'm not an expert in anything except getting the stream going. You're an expert in some stuff that I'm not an expert in, but we don't know everything.
No, we don't.
So if you find us a cool story or something like that, it is nice if you cite your source instead of just saying, "Oh, little known fact: the DC-3s were actually powered by hummus."
Right.
What? No.
Right.
If you just say random things, we might not believe you.
And I'm a historian, so I always have to cite my sources.
Yeah.
So it's always good to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you come up with anything like that, feel free to put the links in chat. We can't always click on the links in real time, but you can definitely share it with other people that are watching and that sort of stuff. So
That would be great.
yes. Yep. Now we're all talking about the Vulcans now.
Yeah, a while ago. It's okay.
Oh,
That's okay.
No kidding. I guess aerial refueling wasn't really a thing in World War II.
Nope.
There wasn't like tanker aircraft and stuff like that.
Nope.
Once you had as much fuel as you had in the tank, and that was your range, and that's how long you could stay up and loiter or patrol or whatever.
Yep.
But beyond that, there was no staying up and refueling.
Some planes had emergency, like an emergency tank, a very small one, just for
backup reserve.
Right, that's it. But that was it.
Gotcha.
You went up with what you had. You came back with whatever you had left.
Yeah. So that was the other thing. So interestingly, as I was flying over here, because I flew from Washington Dulles, right, over to Heathrow, and as I was flying, I could see some of the points on the map that were part of the Lend-Lease routes,
right?
Because they wouldn't just load up one of these planes and fly across the Atlantic. They would tip like sort of hopscotch to bases as they came over, up through I think Iceland and
up
stuff
through
like
Iceland.
that.
Yeah, Iceland was the last one before a hop over to Scotland usually.
Yeah. So I think did they go like they went up the east coast of the U.S. and then they went up to past Maine through Canada, then they went over to Greenland.
Yep.
They went down to Iceland, then they hopped over to Scotland.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So as I was flying my real 757, which you just get on it and it flies here, right? I could see on the little map, you know, little airplane map that like shows where the plane is. I love those things.
I love those maps.
I kept pausing my movie. I was watching Avengers movies, and I kept pausing the movie to see where we were. But I could see some of the points on the map where they would skip over.
Yeah, and DC-3 Girl and I flew via Iceland on the way over, and we got to Reykjavik and went into downtown Reykjavik, And one of the DC-3s that's out here was actually at the airport, and we've been in country 2 hours. We turned around and watched it take off.
Really?
It's on the Vector's. It's on the Vector's website and social media feeds.
Oh,
you can
nice.
take a look at it. We have a video of it. There was nobody there. There's thousands of people here. There was the two of us watching it take off from a small airport in Iceland just 2 days ago. And here it is. Yeah, that was Lend-Lease route.
What are we thinking about the weather here? I'm starting to get a little bit of rain on
raindrops.
me.
Yeah, it looks like that way.
Yeah, that is the way the wind is coming.
Yeah.
Grab that thing right quick, Saber, if you could.
Ice cream cup bombing.
Keep them. They were out. You had to eat them.
So
But you know, we were so excited and wonderful.
yeah.
This Montana may not be the airplane.
It was one of those DC-3.
And he is part of the reason that Miss Montana is here. He works with the team of, very small. He's sitting on
Some of my friends got in a lot of money.
Right,
I was
so
on the airport with Miss Montana
right
to our airport. We had just created this museum of mountain flight.
Gotcha.
And so it got parked in there. The museum ran out of money.
Right.
So the airplane has really been pretty static.
Just sort of hanging out.
It's never flown in 15 or 16 years.
Wow. Did they got it ready for?
Oh, these people all went bonkers when they figured out we could get it done and raise money. And they raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
All volunteer labor. They have 20 or 30 people in they're working on this airplane
Yeah.
for a year. And it's a community and a state.
Just to get it done.
And the last possible day they could get the loops done to get over here, they got it all finished and checked off.
Right.
And here's the kicker. They had 6 pilots, and 3 of them were certified on this aircraft because they're radial engines, and we had all these other pilots, quality people, jet pilots.
Right.
One of my own pilots, Art Dykstra, wasn't qualified to fly it.
Okay.
So they had to find a trainer that could certify it. Guess what they got? They found an English woman in California that was qualifying other people on the DC-3.
Really?
They brought her to Missoula. She qualified our 3 guys, so we would end up with 6 pilots.
No kidding.
Yes. So an English woman trained our pilots
the DC-3 pilot.
to be qualified to fly it over here.
To fly it over here.
Yeah. So I mean, it all came together like magic because it was just like a statewide event.
Yeah. It's so
Talk
cool.
to anybody in Montana says, "Oh yeah, what about Miss Montana? Oh yeah, well she's the girl." And the woman who was the model for that painting was at a big event we had, a kickoff event 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
She's 89 or something like that now, but she looks really good on the nose.
Yeah, on the nose of the
She says,
immortalized.
I can't believe that was me. So anyway, there's a lot of stories.
Wow.
Yeah, great people.
That's a mosquito. RAF mosquito.
The mechanics.
You might need to get a little closer to us because I know the wind noise is really challenging.
Camerick is the lead pilot. There's several of them, and they're out there now. If you ask to go out there, they would take you out to the plane.
Will the nice people over here will it?
If you go down, there's a control building down here about 100 yards, and kind of a passageway in. And if you tell them that you're here to interview the Miss Montana people, they'll take you out there.
And by the way, we're going to help you because Doss has already committed to, I'll remind you of this,
What
on
did I commit
camera.
to? I did something.
On
yeah.
camera.
Help Montana.
Well,
All right.
to the Man
How
Gulch-
can I help Montana?
the
Like,
Man Gulch event that we talked about coming to in August. It's
Yeah.
the reading
Oh, that's
of the
right.
one where
This is the airplane.
and this is the
Yeah.
airplane that story's behind.
That's what
so
we
they
talked about.
Yeah, so we need
Okay.
to talk that up a little bit more. So we
Y'all
will
don't know
help
about
out
this
with
event
that.
yet,
Did you
Chad.
read
Right,
the
you don't know
book?
about this.
Yeah, y'all don't know.
Yeah, I read the. Yes,
Young Men at Fire?
He will read the book by
Yeah.
the time. Yeah, the month. So
It's a
they-
big deal.
Yeah.
I've got it on my calendar as don't do anything else this
Right,
date
exactly.
is where I'm at
I
right
made him
now.
block
This
it
whole
out, so.
plane load of smoke jumpers died.
Wow.
One fire. It just came out of nowhere. Went right up a smoke and killed them.
Wow.
Yeah, smoke jumping began in Missoula, Montana. I mean, the people, these kids that were flying
World War
on
II.
this one. Yeah, I mean, that's where it all started.
They can tell you all about it. I mean,
Yeah, and
I'm
they
a
will.
bystander. We have a ranch near the airport. So
Right.
I was on the airport board. We got all involved in it. But
Gotcha.
there are thousands of people that gave money and time, raised money, and
get
sent stuff and
Yeah.
fed them, sent them meals while they're working as volunteers. You can't believe what it was like.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was a community.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing to see people come together and do stuff like that because there's like, oh, here's a big company that sponsors this or whatever. You know, it's always important to get sponsorship like that, but to see just a group of people who are passionate about something come together and make it
30
happen.
people from Missoula and our surrounding area put together. We're all here together. It's a big deal.
So 30 people came here?
Yeah, they're here.
They're here right now.
Yeah. In fact, Steve and Kim are right over there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No.
So should we go see if we can?
Sure.
I bet you they'll take
Absolutely.
you out there. Just tell
We
them.
appreciate.
Tell them who you are. You're with Evergreen.
Yeah, I will tell them.
Promote
Yep.
this event in
Yep.
Miss Montana. I
Yep.
bet. I bet they'll let you go.
Dropping names, nice.
Drop my name.
The time, yeah, we appreciate the time.
Tell them Senator Larson sent you. I was, Stacy.
Were you? Well, we'll be writing that down.
All right.
Chat, somebody write that down for
For
me.
a long time, you can do a lot of stuff in your life. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you.
So much.
Yeah. So, Chad, I know that there's audio issues right now, and that was completely like
Right, sorry
impromptu.
about that. He was so cute though.
Yeah, that was completely impromptu. So I didn't have a chance to like brief about me reading my phone. I didn't look at my phone at all. Do you want to just walk backwards, or what do you
It's
do?
tougher. I was just getting.
Oh, you're trying to get the planes. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So again, we're doing like technical checks right now, trying to make sure that everything's working, make sure Saber's come through with the equipment, make sure that I'm working, I guess I can talk and stuff. But we're really just doing technical checks. We do have some weather coming in over here, so it looks like we might have a problem with weather, rain specifically shortly. Welcome to the UK, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
The Kerbal Plush, yes, there is a Kerbal Plush over there. You're right, we do have Jeb.
Oh, yes. Jeb rode the tube yesterday.
Jeb rode the tube.
Jeb has, let's see, Jeb was doing all kinds of things earlier.
Oh.
And everybody
Yes.
was feeling like, yeah.
Oh yes, and hi honey, I made it safely. I'm here. There's video evidence that I'm here safely right now. So we're walking over this way, and I don't know what I feel about the weather because it is starting to sprinkle on us a little bit here. We do have some waterproofing stuff for the packs, but we're going to see if we can get out onto the field and go see some planes. Again, this is our technical checks. We're just trying to make sure everything's working today. I know that the wind noise is an issue. I'm watching you too, dude. I know that the wind noise is an issue because we didn't put in the other microphones. but tomorrow we should have the different setup running. So hopefully the wind is a little bit better tomorrow, I think. So now that I have a chance to actually read some chat, I think what I'm going to do is switch over to the supporter page briefly. We're going to see what we can do here instead of bringing the camera live up to the people at the security gate. I'll put y'all on the Be Right Back screen. Let me know what you think of the Be Right Back screen. Saber and I made it this morning in the hotel while we were waiting for the bag to come from New York, which I didn't go through New York, but we'll get the donation page thing coming up. Again, we're able to come over here and do this because of the community support from y'all, right? We raised $10,000 from Twitch chat to fund the trip over there, and then Live View is our corporate sponsor. They kicked in another $2,500 on top of that. So the entire reason we're able to come over here and do this is because of y'all. I'm not going to be able to say that enough over the course of the trip here. Again, it's a virtual field trip. We're in Duxford, the UK right now, and I'll put y'all on the Be Right Back screen, and then, I mean, like it says on the screen, we'll be right back. Just give us a couple minutes, okay? Hey, chat. Oh, fancy seeing you here. That's gonna get old. So we had to go inside of a building. We were worried a little bit about weather that was coming through. It was getting really, really windy, and we were actually starting to get rained on a little bit out there. So we stepped inside of a building here at the Imperial War Museum. We're actually inside the American aviation part of the museum, or there's all sorts of American-built planes in here. Let me know how the status is. Can you hear me, etc., etc. It turns out there was a sign that was interesting to stand by. In fact, there's lots of really cool stuff to check out in the museum. We haven't even walked in. We just walked in the front door here. I want to make sure I don't back into any guests or anything like that. But we have Saber Steadicam on the camera back there. Look at this.
Oh, I was gonna not actually.
How's that? How's that? Nobody wants to look at me. Look at this. So anyways, chat, we did step inside briefly. If you're just joining us, we are at the Imperial War Museum. We're near Duxford, UK right now, and we were watching those flights of C-47s come in earlier, C-47s and DC-3s. All this is part of our virtual field trip. We're going to be out here all week. We have an entire 2 days of the rest of the museum here, watching airshow related stuff, watching more C-47s flights. We're gonna go out onto the flight line. We actually tried to go out there right now, but all the crews were getting pulled in to a briefing, so there was nobody around the aircraft to talk to you right now. So we walked halfway out to the planes, and then we saw everybody walking away from the planes, and DC-3 girl asked, hey, what's up? And they're all going to a briefing, so we couldn't be out on the, I'm gonna call it the flight line. Can I call it the flight line? You can call it the flight line. All right, we couldn't be out on the flight line right now. Anyways, y'all, our entire plan here is to be out here for multiple days, learning about World War II, learning about D-Day specifically. Why are we here? I mean, the real answer is we're here because y'all support us, but we're out here for the 75th Commemoration of D-Day. That's coming up on June 6th. And we're going to be in 2 different locations. We're going to be here in Duxford, UK at the Imperial War Museum, and then we're going to actually travel across the channel down to France, near Cannes, France, I believe, and where the actual beaches of Normandy are. And we're going to visit the beaches. There's the cemetery there. All this week, we're going to be at different places doing what we call a virtual field trip, right? Why is it a virtual field trip? Well, because it's not just me out here by myself, we've actually got a bunch of people here, and y'all get to come along as well, right? So all of this is live. I've got Twitch chat on my phone. If you have questions, and I'm in a spot where I can read some questions, because sometimes I'm going to be too excited, I'm going to be ignoring you. It's not that I don't like you, it's just that I'm... Yeah. But there will be some times where I can actually check questions. If you have cool historical facts, something about the aircraft we're looking at, something about the history of the location we're in, you're always welcome to share that, especially if you have a link that like cites a source or something like that. Again, don't say that the tires on the DC-3 were actually bagels. Like, come on, like we want some real information. But it's gonna be a fantastic time. I've got friends here with me as well. That's their cue to come this way. I've got friends with me as well. We've got DC-3 Girl, who is the director of Vectors, which is the 501c3 educational nonprofit that we work with to come and do these things. And we've got JDK Winnikin, who is the subject matter expert, PhD, World War II, wrote a book,
Yeah.
Yes.
All everything.
All
Yes,
that.
he did. Yes.
all that stuff. So all this week we're going to be out here doing these sorts of streams. What do y'all want to do in this building?
Well, there's a giant B-52 right there that's really cool.
There's a giant B-52.
That
Well,
C-47 was in D-Day.
Yeah. Can you just spin around really fast, Saber? And
Well, I mean, yes, but people would get sick. So,
Stand
could
in the
and
middle.
should are two different things.
French, they're taking you seriously. French tires were made of 2 croissants.
2 croissants and a radial pattern.
You can. There's a walkway that goes up this edge of the building.
That actually
goes
sounds great.
All the way up, so we could kind of work our way up, and you could pan over and see the collection, and we could point out.
That sounds good. We're going to work our way up to a walkway, chat. Come with us. Not that you have a choice.
Don't touch that dial. Wait, no, that's not. No.
Lots of kids.
Yeah, there is. Oh, yes, we're waving off around the kids. All right, we need. DC 3-year-old needs to have 2 of those little director cones that they have on the. How's the audio here? Chat, I know that again we're not mic'd, but how is the audio in here? It's going to be a little bit echoey. We're on the shotgun. We're inside of a building, but let us know that the audio's okay.
E60.
This is cool.
What is this?
This is the UK version of Evergreen. Is what this is. Because they had a little thing like this.
It's just a bulldozer.
Yeah.
It's just labeled U.S. Army
That's
Corps of
a
Engineers
Caterpillar
bulldozer.
Oh, yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking earlier we could spend 2 days just doing data play.
Just
Oh,
Because
hang on,
there's
guys.
so many
Hang
of
on.
them.
There we go.
This place is crazy.
This place is crazy. Yeah, Tabakasi, we are not mic'd right now. We're just on the shotgun. So.
I mean, it should still be pretty good.
Oh, look at the walkway.
Oh, yeah.
Saber, look.
No, I'm going to look at the wall instead.
Well, I mean, don't injure yourself by running into anything, but.
No, honestly, I kind of dig the shoulder mount because I can just one-hand this actually now.
Nice. Good. The propellers are just scaled up boomerangs.
Okay, and
It's not an Australian plane.
there's aircraft in here from all eras of U.S. and British cooperation.
You recording?
So
Now I am. Well, I thought this was a goodbye, and then
No,
this
it's not
has
a
turned into a thing. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So this wing of the museum has airplanes that cover the entire era, or stories that cover the entire era of American and British cooperation. So it's mostly World War II, but also the Cold War. So that's why there's a mixture of World War II aircraft and Cold War aircraft as well. It's not in any. They only put it together just so it would fit. I mean, as you'll see, there's wingtips to wingtips right here. This B-24 Liberator bomber's wing is only inches above that of this B-52.
Yeah.
So they've got them wedged in just according to size. But there's a number of World War II aircraft in sight. There's the B-17 right here that we just walked past. That's the tail end of a P-51 Mustang. On the other side is the tail end of a P-47 Thunderbolt. There's you can see a tail of a B-29 there behind the Liberator, and then just behind that tail is another C-47, and that one actually flew in D-Day, first wave, and dropped paratroopers. Back towards us a little bit, up on the roof, is a B-25 medium bomber, the B-25 Mitchell, and then kind of extends out that way. So this walks all the way up. Along the way, there are quotes from various people along the wall, and then there's some tributes and videos to American service personnel who served in World War II up through the Cold War. It's quite a surprising tribute for those of us from the United States to come over here and see a entire part of the museum dedicated to the American experience here. Great. Yeah.
Now y'all can see why we brought JDK with us. He's
Hopefully
like,
it's helpful.
this is this, and I'm just like, look at this shot right
Look,
here.
there's a
dude.
plane. Oh, look, another plane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, in chat again, this is technically supposed to be a location check when we walk around, but I mean, we're here, we might as well do it, right? So if you get things like artifacting and stuff, remember, if you see like the signal start to drop, tell us what you can see on the camera. Don't just say, oh, it's dropped. Like, that doesn't help us because of the delay. So if you see us walk into a location where you start to lose it, be like, oh, lost it right when you walked through the doorway or underneath the tail or whatever. because you can help us out with that because we are not monitoring that in real time. So just let us know if we get into a position where it looks a little bit weird to y'all or something from a stream artifacting bandwidth perspective. And then also on the audio, we've got the mic here out of the wind. The microphone should be fantastic. But again, this is supposed to be our technical check day where we make sure everything's working correctly. Why not technically check by walking around and actually looking at stuff?
So yeah, if we take it up, we'll lead it around.
Okay.
Gets more into jet aircraft over here.
I look at the nose of the B-52. It barely, I don't, like this building is the size of a B-52.
It's literally right up against the railing. We can go right up and you can look right down into the cockpit. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, the wingtip is right here next to us.
Yeah, there's information graphics.
Yeah. And here's the quotes over on this side, the quotes about, it actually looks like,
This one is really powerful here. B-17. Okay, so that's from America. All these quotes are from Americans. Yeah. Sweet. This was really surprising.
We got an F4 here.
somebody tossed a warthog in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an eagle. Yeah. And an eagle.
Get up on the rail and look out that way.
There's a U2 on the other side.
There's a U2?
Yeah.
There's a U2 on the other side.
Dragon Lady. Wait, there's an F-111? Okay. Nice. Oh man, look at the markings on the side of it.
on the side of the B-52.
Yeah, all the
Ooh.
missions.
A lot of missions.
I haven't had a chance to see what version that is yet.
It's open to the public right now, but it is a little bit quieter in here. So we don't have much wind noise, because we're in a building, but we also don't, there's not big crowds of people here. Now, in a couple days, I believe on the 4th,
It's going to be
they're having a massive air show here, and they expect 10,000 plus people to come. So on the 4th, that's probably going to be the day when it's pretty packed.
Actually, for today and tomorrow, they close down. You have to get a reservation.
For today and tomorrow?
The advanced
Ah,
ticket, yeah.
okay.
So literally, Goss, you're right. It's actually,
Look, Seabrook.
it's about a 12-inch gap.
Can you get that?
Yeah.
That's all there is.
So they kind of built this around, clearly around this plane.
Oh, finally, I know who sits on which side. The pilot and the co-pilot seats are clearly labeled.
That's right.
Right, exactly. Because you get confused.
Just in case they forgot.
Just in case they forgot what seat they were supposed to be
Now,
in.
now what's really cool though is that right above it you have a strike eagle coming in right over the top of you. Yeah. And then if
And
that's
then
not
you got
enough,
the support from the A10. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
And
clean
that's-
up.
And it's a 30mm cannon in its nose.
The U2's up there as well. You can see the
Yeah.
U2 up at the top.
And here's the F-111 down here, David, that you were. Okay.
And you can see through the wing,
Such a pretty
through the
plane.
windows of the C-47 over there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cafe.
Of course. It's just such a pretty plane.
It is. And right next to it, in case anybody's wondering, right next to that is this entire crew compartment was an eject system. So this plane didn't have ejector seats in it. The entire piece came out. And I was reading earlier today that it has rockets underneath it that would fire it out. And it could actually work underwater. So it could actually, if the plane went into the water, they could jettison out of the water and had floats on it, survival gear and everything.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then the Warthog up here, its real name is the Thunderbolt II, but its nickname has been the Warthog for a really long time. And is meant for ground attack, built off the lessons of Vietnam, meant to shoot up Soviet tanks in Europe at low altitude and low speed, 30mm cannon in the nose, a titanium cockpit for around the pilot, they call it the bathtub, to protect the pilot, big engines at the back, turbofan engines that reduced the speed of the aircraft, but actually made it actually more ideal for ground attack, and they're set back far so that they're less susceptible to ground fire. A number of features on this thing. Every single flight system in the Warthog had redundancies.
Right.
So if you lost all hydraulic power, you could still fly it. So
If I remember right, it was designed to fly with one engine, one elevator and rudder. I could be shaky on that one, but and then like half of one wing missing.
Yeah, and yet it was almost taken out of service not too long ago,
Yeah.
even though there's no real replacement for it. The idea was that the F-35 strike fighter in its attack variant could do the job, and maybe it could, but not the same way. And so it's been saved, so it's continuing to fly.
We've got some chat comments here. Saber, let's come this way.
Sure.
Look, and get a nose-on shot of the 30 millimeter on the A10. Right?
Yeah, I can do that.
So it's interesting.
Everybody loves the cannon.
Let's see.
Well, most planes fly with fuel. The A-10 flies with.
It flies with crap.
Yeah.
So check this out. Somebody just pointed this out in chat. The barrel is centered, but the gun is not centered. Do you see how only the barrel on the left-hand side?
I was zoomed in on it.
Yeah, is on the center line of the aircraft.
Because they have to have the landing gears offset.
It's not the center of the whole thing. The barrel in the center is actually centered. Do you see that?
Oh wow!
So the rotational thing is offset to one side, so the barrel that's actually firing is on the center line of the aircraft.
Oh my goodness!
I've never seen that before. But I just looked at it and I was like, oh yeah.
Serious props to whoever said.
Do you see how it's like slightly off center? Now put the left-hand barrel in the center, right?
Yep.
Like that. That's the center line of the airplane, but the entire rotating structure isn't on the center line.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's awesome.
Cool. You can see the white stripe there denotes the center line.
Yeah.
And if you follow that white stripe down, the barrel on the left-hand side. We'll reprogram the zoom, Chad. It's a new zoom setting apparently too.
Yeah, it's a little touchy.
Anyways, that's cool. That's a good catch. Who was that on the catch there? Radiag. Yeah, Radiag. That was a really good catch on the A10 there. And there was another thing that I wanted to point out. If you come over this way, again, look at how they have these aircraft crammed into this structure, facility, whatever you want to call it. Look at the clearance between the 117?
111.
111, yeah, not 117. Look at the clearance between the B-52 engine and the wing of the 111. I mean, it's got to be like 8 inches. JDK was saying it's less than 12 inches. It's so close. And then the back of it, it's like they had to play Tetris to get these aircraft in this building.
It's a very fun, expensive game of Tetris.
An expensive game of Tetris.
Oh, they got a Huey in it. This seriously is the UK version of Evergreen.
It's the UK
Like
version. I like it.
there's a lot of it's the same stuff here.
It's a big hangar and
Yeah.
they just slammed lots of stuff in
Built
here.
around one plane.
Yeah, a big giant aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Dap Dude said it's a good thing that the 111 has swing wings or they
Yes.
wouldn't be able to fit
Yeah.
it.
Accurate.
Yeah, because
That's
if
a
you
great
stretched
point.
it out, it would.
God. All these unfinished lines. What's up, Mater? How you doing, dude? That's why they have the glass wall at the balcony. Would have had to have been built after the aircraft were in. But a lot of them are hanging from the ceiling. Look at the massive carabiner looking thing. It's holding.
It takes a lot to hold them in place. Yeah, and look how smaller they are on the World War I aircraft.
It's like there's actually a crane hanging from the ceiling over there. It looks like that looks like some sort of gantry crane. It's like they moved them all around. The L flat strat says they moved them all around a few times. Last time they were in a very different order.
Yeah. Yeah, we were told today that about 3 years ago they moved them around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh. And again, chat. Right now, I'm sort of catching up on stuff. Let's see here.
That's right, we got stuff to look at.
Yeah, I know.
We
there's
don't
lots
need
of
you.
stuff. You don't need me. Let's get away from this.
It's just me and chat and all the planes. That's all we need.
That's all I need.
That's all we need. That's it. I know what chat wants. They want Zoom. They want planes. Well, not just planes. STEM content.
It's not just planes.
Yeah. It's true. Rockets. You know, all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling virtually engaged?
That's the U2 up there.
Dragon Lady.
You go to Duxford most years, L Flash Strat? Nice.
And this place has the same exposure issues Evergreen does because they want the big, cute, fancy glass wall.
Cute, fancy glass.
Well, Evergreen's tough because it's both ends.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful facility, but it's really tough to film it. So look this way for a second. Yeah, the clearance on these is ridiculous.
What incarnation is that?
That appears to be a pipe. Well, let me read it for you.
It says don't
The
touch.
oils. So it was oily at some point.
We need to.
The oils in your skin
Okay.
cause damage.
Oh, in your skin. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
We're gonna have to figure out what that is.
I mean, we could probably walk down and there's probably a placard on the other side.
It's a what? It's a UFO. Nice.
Except it's not flying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an identified sitting object. It's a UFO. Oh, that's the super gun piece you're talking about.
together.
Okay.
Is it going to fire big shells?
Yeah, it's a piece of an Iraqi super gun from the Gulf War. Down there?
No, he's really yeah. There's also a piece of something from 9/11 over here too. They've got some
Oh, is
interesting.
that what that was?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a section from the super fun.
Super
Thanks,
fun.
autocorrect. The super fun. No.
I haven't seen the top turret on this thing before. That's really cool.
It's like a little miniature 4-barrel tank turret.
Yeah, it is. Neat.
And it's got the rear turret on the top. It's got a couple of the bubbles where you can
Yep.
see out.
Yep.
So, imagine 15 or 20 of those bolted together, and that's the gun.
All right.
Did they ever fire it? Or was it just an idea?
No.
They started to build it.
Right?
They intercepted that at the docks. They've got companies all over Europe
Yeah.
all doing it, and it all came together to make, you would have wondered what's going on. They said it was for a pipeline,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For a pipeline.
but
really
nobody
strange
believed that.
A
Our
really
pipeline
weird
carries
pipeline.
bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. These guys are
Chat. We're going to continue walking around. Let's go down on the floor and walk underneath these planes. Again, it looks like the equipment's working correctly. Saber, if you hold still for just a second, I'm going to look at the solo.
It's pretty, but I don't know. Is it as good as the one at Evergreen? It
Saber, can you
really
step
does.
over to the ledge
Yeah,
so I
sorry,
can look at
sorry.
the unit.
Each other? Oh, that, okay. So we'll look at other stuff, guys. Oh, still got the engines in there, nice. Yeah, we might need to lower the sensitivity on the zoom a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that, dude.
Yep.
Hey, Chad, I'm rebooting a modem right quick. Yeah, wow, that's like super zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, if I'm real careful with it, it's fine, but
Yeah.
if I'm not, it jumps pretty bad. D25 up there. Oops, that's just a tail. Big move.
Yeah, we can reprogram the zoom real quick.
It's fine. I mean, we can do it after off stream too. We'll just get the grid on there later anyway. So.
They were closing up the cafe at the back of the facility here, and the clanging was them putting chairs together.
Yeah.
So, give us just 1 second, chat. We have a couple of technical stuff that we're going to try to fix right quick. We are going to go AFK not for 2 minutes, and we have to just reboot a part on the camera right quick. So, give us just a second, and we will be right back.
Pausing record.
Back to the IRL scene. All right, hey chat, I'm back now. I've returned. We just needed to, again, this is our day to technically check out everything and make sure all the equipment's working, make sure that we're working, make sure that the bandwidth's working and stuff. So we needed to change some settings on the camera right quick. It does look like we're down a modem right now, so I'm gonna have to get in touch with Unlimited IRL and ask why one of the modems doesn't seem to be coming online. Let me check it one more time because I just rebooted it again. Yeah, that other modem still is not operational. So we're running on 3 out of 4 modems on the Solo right now. So that is what it is. Anything else that we're messing up here, or is everything else good? I think what we're going to try to do is go walk around in the bottom of the aircraft and actually see some of the bottoms. But Are y'all good? Everything's been going well so far? I do appreciate y'all hanging out. I mean, there's almost 300 people. This is like completely unannounced.
It's a test.
We're just testing it. It's like, don't watch the stream. There's all these people. I do appreciate your patience every time we need to go to the Be Right Back screen. And that sort of stuff. So shall we keep walking around?
Yeah.
We'll get a JDK here. No, you're bored.
All right, let's go home.
I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go. I mean, I appreciate the display of this SR-71. There's better displays.
It's
like
only,
an evergreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't sit
well,
in this
most people
one.
can't sit in the other one either.
I'm
to be
spoiled.
Fair.
I'm spoiled on SR-71s. They're like, oh, there's an SR-71 there. And I'm like, can I sit on it?
Hang on. Is this normal on this wing? Hey, guys, do you know if this swoop here on this, is that normal?
The swoop on the wing?
Look at the little wing, like at the end of the wing here. I never noticed that before.
Can you get it from this angle?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
You can see it really well from this angle right
Yeah.
here. Wow.
I never noticed that dip before.
Yeah, there's like a little.
Yeah.
Look, chat. There's like a swoop down at the end of the wing.
Huh.
That's cool.
Interesting.
That's a normal wing. That's a normal wing.
All right. Thank you for the information.
Okay.
All
All right. So we're sort of in the corner, too close to this. So let's clear out a way and get away from that. Yeah. What's up, Jason? How's it going, dude? Look at this. The engines dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
The engines dropped out. It's such a
Hey,
cool
it's us.
display.
Hi, chat.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Hey.
How's it going? Who did to the SR-71? Somebody backed it into the side of the building and it made the wing swoop like that. No, just kidding. That's normal. Which is supposed to make the compression get confused. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. So again, we're literally just walking around. This is our technical check day, just making sure that everything works. Where to?
Yonder way.
Just wherever? Yeah. Are y'all? What do y'all do? Are y'all walking outside or what's?
Apparently they can't go that way.
Oh, there's another door. Yeah.
I'll just take you guys over here. Let's go have fun with the planes, guys.
Gotcha.
Let's just go.
Are we trying to get outside for a reason?
Okay.
She's going outside. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Do whatever we want.
Mosey around with us and.
Let me see if she needs me.
All right.
Why
Cool.
don't you guys mosey and I'll catch up?
All right. Chat. We're moseying.
Moseying.
We're moseying here.
Moseying.
Let's go over into the very middle of the room and just see how the signal is in the middle of the room.
This is a test day. So this is
testing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there we go. It's hog wild.
We should make one of these in Kerbal.
You totally could. With working Bombay doors.
Look at this right here, dude. Like up the
Oh my
shot like
gosh.
this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Isn't that cool? Chat, look.
The exposure's awful.
Yeah, I know. Get it so there's no
It's
window.
not. Well, that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Look at that. Oh my.
Sweet.
Yeah, UK dude, that's what we're doing. We're walking around checking stuff like that right now. So again, there's some nose art. It's hog wild.
Hang on, guys. And get focus adjusted here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Apparently, this is the section of the super gun. I assume you can hear me because this should be funneling the audio towards you like
Quite well.
this.
Oh,
is
so instead of making this a shotgun mic, we can make it a cannon
a
mic.
Canon mic.
Oh, wow.
Actually,
That's really loud right
yeah,
here.
it's made by Rode,
Yeah.
but you know. Oh wow!
Yeah.
You're really loud right now.
It's very, yeah, you're probably blowing out the speaker or the microphone right now.
Chat, what do you think of this? Wait, I can. For once in my life, I can whisper and you can hear me.
It's very loud whispering.
This is where we'll bring these special guests who have very low voices, and then we should be able to hear what they're saying.
We'll have you stand off to the left, and then
Yeah.
the other person will be at the other end of the cannon barrel.
I'll stand over here and you should still be able to hear me. And then we'll have guests over here like this.
We're adults.
We are adults. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. So anyways, y'all, it's nice to see so many. The super shotgun mic works perfect. It's like a microphone with an anti-silencer on it. Anyways, an issue they just needed was hit the right country. There's not like a plaque that explains anything about this massive piece of
really not.
metal or whatever. So we'll see if we can learn more about that. It beats your 22 long rifle. Nice, Karen. It definitely beats the 22 long rifle. Did I blow out the mic when I was doing that, or was that sort of crazy? The audio is much better now. Let's keep going over here. It looks like we got a Huey to walk past.
But we can't sit in this one.
We can't sit in this one either. We're so spoiled.
Even with Julia here, we probably still can't sit in this one. Oh, by the way, guys, we're walking under the wing right now.
God.
So, you know, that's a thing.
Of the B-52.
B-52, yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculously huge.
Yeah. It's not Spruce Goose huge.
It's not Spruce Goose huge.
But it is still huge.
But it's still huge, yeah. Nerds don't grow up, they just get more responsibilities.
That's very true, actually.
I don't think that the super gun was rifled. No, I do not believe that I saw any rifle.
Yeah, there was none.
So, it's a
An
weapon
easy
system
weapon
trainer.
system trainer. Nice.
Underneath.
Cool.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know, this is just something that I had never noticed before. The B-52 actually has like car wheels. It's not nose gear, it's like main wheels in the back.
Oh.
And if you go and look at the front,
Oh, yeah.
main wheels in the front.
Yeah, okay, four sets. Nice.
It's like 4 sets of wheels front and back like a car instead of having like, you know, the main gear in the back and then a nose wheel.
Right.
The nose wheel is actually another set of main gear.
Huh.
God.
That's cool.
Oh. Hey, what's up, Aries? How's it going? Do the time schedule with the Duxford for the museum today? No, action. Today we're just doing technical checks, but we figured we needed to share that with you. So, B-52s, no, it is not the Love Shack. The B-52 was kept outdoors for years. You can see all the ripples in the bodywork from being kept outside. And look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Zoom. Bay 1, Bay 2, Bay 3. Look at the bays going all the way back through the middle of the aircraft
All
there.
the bays.
And yeah, that's right. There are also wings on the, or wheels on the wingtips as well, flat rated.
Mm-hmm.
There are wheels on the wingtips out there. The B-52 will not fit in my pocket.
That really is a lot of bays.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, I didn't actually get a shot of those. So here's the gear out here.
Yeah, there's the wingtip here.
Yeah.
And the fuel tank out there as well, looks like. And that super gun segment looked really big when we were next to it, but
Yeah.
now it doesn't really look very
It's a
big.
little pipe.
Next to the wing of the B-52.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over there for scale.
Sure. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep it zoomed out so you guys get a better idea. Still walking. Still walking. And there. There it is.
Like I said, for scale, it's hard to get the scale on the camera until you put a person in the shot, and this is pretty big. It is not a small aircraft. And the wing goes even further out the edge there as well. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'll project at you, right? So, so did we find anything cool?
We made new friends from Denmark, and the right side they were from.
We made more friends.
We made new friends. So we're going to go talk to them and their crew day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Out by the plane, and then the B-17 people we'll talk to when we get to France.
So while we're here sort of hanging out with our technical checks, DC3 Girl is walking around talking with flight
Accosting
crews.
people.
Accosting people, harassing people, as it turns out.
Networking.
Networking.
Yeah.
I don't have a magic badge for it. It's networking.
Networking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So she's setting up times where we can visit the DC-3s, the C-47s, and the
B-17.
The B-17 apparently.
There's a B-17 here.
There's a B-17 that's going to be
Yes.
flying from here over to.
It's going to be, so it's going to leave here, it'll go over to Normandy, then it's going to Berlin for the Berlin Airlift event that a lot of them are going to in a few
Right.
weeks. Although that man just told me that apparently Germany has said, no, you're not flying over here for the Berlin Airlift event.
They're not allowing a B-17?
They're
They're still
not
afraid of
allowing,
it?
no, they're not allowing the DC-3s to go,
Oh.
the C-47s to go over
Really?
there. Apparently they said, but the organizers decided they're just going to do it anyway. So that should be interesting. We'll follow that
Stay
one and
tuned.
see what happens exactly.
I thought just the B-17. Like, the Germans didn't want any reminders.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about saying that, but I'm like,
Right?
is that
Exactly.
distasteful? I don't know. I don't know if I should.
Don't worry, I said it for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Your guest.
So last
I wonder why they're
weekend
doing that.
we were in Seattle where they now have a lovely exhibit. They
Right.
took their B-52 and put it, they made the first American memorial to aircraft.
Vietnam
correct?
flyers.
Yeah.
Vietnam air
And,
crews.
and it's absolutely, if you're anywhere near Seattle, it's a free memorial, so people can go to that without going into the museum.
Right.
It's all
That's the
open.
Museum of Flight?
It's the Museum of Flight in Seattle. It's right behind their building, not their main building by the runway, but across the street.
Right.
But people can go to it anytime. It's a memorial for all of the air crews.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well,
And-
we'll just have to go out there at some point.
Right, exactly.
If only we knew someone.
Right. I'm trying to. Kale. Kale.
Let me text somebody real quick. Those gears steer. Or they're not center or something. Are they? No, they do look like they're
Don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
I thought they all did.
Look, chat. The four front. There's not really nose gear. The front gear on the B-52 look like they steer. So if you get like straight onto it, you can see that they're turned a little bit relative to the body of the aircraft. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just making observations. But it does look like it steers with all four front gear. So those times in Kerbal where you like accidentally forget to turn steering off and all the wheels turn, I mean, maybe that's okay. This is making me want to visit my local aircraft museum, Ike. This is the right type of influencing. Look, I don't want you to like my Instagram posts. I don't want you to buy my body shave or whatever. I want you to go to museums. That's how I influence.
Please don't ever make a body shave.
Body shave. I had to make that up on the fly, okay? I didn't have any other products.
Also, like, really any kind of DOS shave, because like usually you rock the stubble anyway, so wouldn't really work. They're whispering secrets, guys, so we're gonna go whisper secrets with the F4, all right? So this is an F4. This is a Vietnam era jet, and it's awesome. It flies mostly, not with aerodynamics, but just pure raw power. That's pretty much how they do it. So while they're whispering things over there, we're gonna go check out the, I mean, which on an F4, which one really is the business end, right? Because like, yeah, you got guns and missiles up front, but I feel like this is really the true business end. Also, it's still got the carrier hook on it. That's pretty awesome right here. It's the carrier hook. And then we got this. Right over here. Right here. In fact, let's get a nice view up in here. It's going to take a little bit to focus. There we go. So yeah, we got the carrier cable hook. So you can see that skid on the ground a bunch.
You know what I like about this plane? It's dripping. Look at all the pads on the ground.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a real airplane.
You know me and going to museums, you know this is a real airplane because it's dripping.
Yep.
This isn't a replica or a museum piece or anything. It's a real aircraft that happens to be in a museum and it's still dripping fluids. Another link trainer.
Yeah.
The link
Yeah,
trainer.
I'm telling you, they saw Evergreen and they're like, let's go ahead and just make our own Evergreen.
Either that or Evergreen said,
Well,
let's make our own curtain.
These are so funny because
She's here. She might fight you. I don't know.
because people owned so many of these. My dad, they actually had two friends
Right.
that had these in their basement and then donated them to museums because they're like, what do you do with
What do
them?
you do with
'Cause
them?
they're- Yeah.
You can make it into a ride for kids. Like you put it outside the shopping mall and the
Well,
grocery
yeah.
store.
I do have to say, theirs is more complete than yours is.
This one seems upgraded.
Well, because
got
it's
like an
got the
actual step.
lid on it, it's got the
Look
extra step, it's got the
it
little
really
shroud
does.
around it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
see the pipe organ.
The
bellows
pipe organ
there.
bellows.
It looks like you could actually climb into it without it falling over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you told me to climb into that one. I was like,
No,
no, I'm not climbing into this.
I wasn't climbing.
No. Mm-mm.
Here, taste this. See how it is.
Taste
That's pretty much
this.
what that was.
Tastes like poison?
Oh, that was an F4 we were behind.
It's wetting itself and it has diapers.
Yeah, we were walking there before.
Hey, it's old. It's old, okay?
It is.
Be kind to it, it's old.
It was in Vietnam, all right?
Yeah. Is that a Stearman?
Yep.
God.
I used to go to an air park every once in a while, which is basically just like rich people that live around a runway.
Right, yeah.
And
Rich people live around.
no, it's true. Like they
the
have,
definition of an air park.
yeah,
They
they
have
have garages and hangars, like together.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
there were a couple old guys there that flew Stearmans, and they just buzz anybody that was like walking down the runway. They didn't care.
They didn't care.
Right over the top of you.
Look at the drag chute.
Yeah.
There's a hole for a drag chute.
So you say these things, and I've already covered them, Das.
Good, I know. I saw this out.
Most of the time you're like, oh, get a shot of that. I'm like, all right, I'll go back to that.
Chat, really? You don't mind seeing things twice, do you?
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. Then here we go. We got a B-24. Was it a J Liberator? B-24. Right here.
This one? What is
Yep,
that?
this one.
B-24 Liberator. I don't know which variant.
Which variant?
There's, I think.
Are there multiples of them? Look up there. There's two different versions.
That's a B-25 up
That's
there.
a B-25.
So they're similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So two very similar aircraft.
Right.
Yeah.
B-24.
The B-24
This is a
was...
heavy bomber, medium bomber.
Gotcha.
Here's a, Judy, what did the sign say about the B-24 being the box that the B-17 came in?
Yeah, it looks like the box that the B-17 came in.
And a very unstable plane to fly.
Yeah.
What is the book? Really popular book a few years ago about the B-24 crew. They made.
They turned it into a movie.
They did turn it into a movie.
No, that's the B-25.
Okay, I was like, I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's...
the B-25. That's Joseph Heller's.
Gotcha.
It's
That
for. It turned into a movie too, man.
Chat, tell us which movie.
yeah, chat.
Yeah,
come on.
chat, figure that out for us.
B-24. Crash,
Magically.
sad airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the one.
Look at the tail of the B-52.
Yep.
It's the size of the wing
Yep.
of the...
At least easily.
Next time I build an aircraft replica and I put a Kerbal wing in place of the vertical stabilizer, I'm just going to point at this video and
Just say it's real scale.
it's real scale. God.
We look for.
Remove shells after each flight. Oh, is this the? I wonder if this is the little port that they put ammunition in or something.
I just forgot.
Could be,
I'm a
yeah.
sucker for
Shells,
little
please.
things like that. Like I'm
Yeah.
a sucker for that. You know?
I guess that's probably. I don't know.
What does that say? Suitable for aromatics?
Yeah, I don't really fully understand that.
Well,
Somebody
if you
can
can-
look up the serial number for us
Yeah.
on chat 44-51228. That's B-24M.
Yep.
Does that
It
mean
says
you
it says it right there at the top line, B-24M.
If not available, something will be consulted for emergency action.
Yeah, for your document.
Huh. Suitable for aromatics.
I don't know.
You can hang an air freshener from the review mirror.
It needs to be shaped like a
It's
tree.
little trees.
Ooh, fall turret.
Yes, it's actually a B-24M. Yes, does somebody know what, here you go, there's the B-24 registry.
Aromatics or fuel additives.
Fuel
Oh, I
additives.
love chat.
This is where they unloaded sunflower seeds. You got a cable.
Yeah.
Unbroken? Unbroken. Ah. I can't imagine sitting in one of those when this thing is flying.
I can't imagine fitting in one of those.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. It's like an extra lower ball or something.
Yeah, moving up the snow. I could shot
Yeah.
out. Remember? The guy who played Samwise Gamgee's.
Was that the same guy?
Was it really the same guy?
Okay.
Yeah, Samwise Gamgee hanging out.
Hanging out of the box.
That's a fantastic movie, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Delivered to the U.S. Air Force as that. Loaded to. There's like all the history of it and everything.
Oh, look at that.
Chat's fantastic.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. The ball turret is really tiny. You're not kidding about that. You'd have to be like almost in a fetal position to get inside of that little ball. Yeah, L-flash strat, probably the position with the highest mortality rate. And I would not doubt that. I mean, I don't know that stat myself, but I would not doubt it. The ball turret in a very dangerous position.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you got in there, and somebody had to take you out, right? You had to help you out.
It doesn't like turn to a specific position to unload you.
And you were there.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I got
The
something special for you.
B-25 was in the movie Pearl Harbor. Probably the only good scene in the movie Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think I was walking over here?
Sorry. It was in a movie, but look at this.
Right. And there has to be a panel on there somewhere. We can take a picture of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Look at this. It's like a skinned engine. It's a skinned.
No, all right, we're done.
All right, we're done. Nope. Turn off the stream. Come back. No, but that's so cool to see the internal workings. I love it when artifacts are displayed this way, so you can. It's not just the skin you see on the outside, and oh, there's actually nothing in there. They removed the engines. I love it. We can actually see plumbing and the guts of it. God, I can't even point out all the parts on that engine. I mean, I see like
Well, there's
airflow.
the doohickey.
The doohickey.
And then there's the other thingy.
I think that's
and
a
then
turbo
the
encabulator.
The whatchamacallit.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the turbo encabulator is
Turbo
right around here.
encabulator.
Yep. There's the Leonard Wayne shaft in here.
I think that's the oil filter over there. Yep.
It's like a Fram. It's also clean. Yeah, it's so clean. It's so clean. But it's also a little bit bumped up. Like look right here.
Yeah.
You see where it's like dinged up in there.
Yep.
Parts of it don't even look like they're completely connected. Like they're missing a piece. If that's, I can't read what that plate says, but it's an air filter. It does. No, it looks like some sort of catalytic converter on the back.
Oh, it's upside down. You guys will have to flip it.
Oh,
so.
chat. Take a screenshot and flip it.
Hold
There is like a little
real
Fram
still
oil filter over here.
now.
The blue light on the B-17 horizontal tail is a formation marker? A blue
This one right here.
light. Oh yeah, here you go. A blue light. So what is, do we know anything about the blue light? It's
Well,
like a question.
They still use formation markers, or at least as far as like Desert Storm, I
Yeah.
think. Where like it's not necessarily a light. I think it's like a strip now that they have where it's in a specific sort of pattern, so you know what direction a plane is pointing. Now
Okay.
it could have been different for this era.
Right,
I don't
right.
know, but yeah. So it's like so you can recognize like exactly how they are, so you can position yourself
relative to the other plane.
even,
Right.
even at night operations.
It looks like it's actually, well, maybe there's a little, I don't know if there was supposed to be something there, but I was wondering if they were only on the tops of the wings or the tops of the
think-
control surfaces or whatever.
I think so.
But
Because yeah, there's another one over here.
that's something else we should learn more about. Yeah, there's two on
Yep.
the top of the tail there, and I bet you there's two on the other side as well. There's a few along the fin spine for formations. Yeah,
Yep.
there's blue lights up
There's
on
one.
the top. You can see the bumps of the blue lights.
It's like an Easter egg hunt.
So if you're looking down on the aircraft from, you're like flying in formation for it and it's dark, you can look down and you can still see the position and the orientation and distance because you have things you can see with the
And if
distance.
there's not anything underneath, anybody looking up
Looking
can't
up
see
won't
it.
see it. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
So again, I don't know that that's exactly how it works, but it seems to make sense. And as it turns out, a lot of the stuff that they used because it made sense. So
Conversations about the B-25, which is, I want to go back to B-25 being part of the Mitchell raid, because
Okay.
the B-25 is awesome, but the B-25 is most awesome.
raid.
It's that Doolittle raid.
right.
The Mitchell bomber. It's the only U.S. Air Force plane named after a person, and it's named after Billy Mitchell, who
Okay.
was court-martialed after telling the Navy that they had murdered the air crew on the Macon, wasn't it? One of the dirigibles that crashed. Billy Mitchell was a World War I pilot, a proponent of strategic and tactical Air Force use, and
Right.
got himself in a tremendous amount of trouble and was court-martialed and kicked out, but they respected him so much that when they flew the B-25, they named it after him. And it's the only one, at that time it was the Army Air Corps,
Yeah.
but the only airplane that is named after a
Named
person.
after a person.
And they
And-
did fly it in the Doolittle raid.
This one is painted in the same markings as Joseph Heller, the guy who wrote Catch-22.
Right.
Has the TV show on Hulu right now.
Right.
It's painted in all those markings of that squadron on purpose.
Wow.
So, not for the TV show.
Not for the TV
to
show.
honor him.
But for the, yeah.
Right.
No, they got up there. That came out like a couple weeks ago, didn't it?
Yeah, not
and they
too
just
long
ran
ago.
up there and painted it real
Yeah,
quick.
real
They
quick.
did.
Promotional consideration.
Big ladders.
No.
You're right by Hulu. That's what it says on the tail. Hulu.
Big long nozzles.
Long nostrils.
Well, and bringing it back to DC3, as
Right.
we always have to do. So the Mitchell raid, I know it happens in my life. So the Mitchell raid, they planned it so they could take off of a carrier.
Right.
They had no
USS
intention
Hornet.
of coming back.
Right. The
Obviously.
Mitchell raid was the bombing raid over.
Doolittle raid.
Right.
The
Doolittle
what-
raid.
I
I
call it-
keep calling
yes,
it Mitchell raid. It's
Doolittle
me.
raid.
The Doolittle raid.
A little bit of jet lag. But so the whole intention was that they would fly, they would land in hopefully
In
our
China.
friends' territory.
Right.
But they had to take off earlier than expected. So the crews ended up everywhere. And how many of them were captured? And
Several. I don't know the exact number, but the Soviets ended
Chat
up
will tell
capturing a
us.
few and detained some. The Japanese did capture and execute a couple, I think.
Wow.
But some people actually walked out. There was one guy we met, one
Ed
of
Saylor.
the four, Ed Saylor, who was from the Seattle area. he told us a story of essentially walking and busing and getting help to get out, and got down to India, I think.
Yeah.
Was filmed. An embassy gave them their medals.
Yeah.
And back home in the States, a couple weeks later, his wife was watching the newsreels. She had no idea where he was.
She was in the theater.
She was in the theater.
She hasn't heard from him in months.
Haven't heard from months. The military just said he's off on a mission.
We can't know where he is.
And she's watching the newsreels, and there's the medal ceremony for these guys from the Doolittle
And
raid.
there's her husband.
And there's her husband, about 50 pounds thinner, she said. And that's how she found out he was alive and was in the Doolittle raid.
In the movie theater.
In the movie theater.
So it's like back in
Back in the
World War
States.
II when
Yeah.
it was like you'd go to the
Yeah.
movie theater
Well,
and they'd
yeah.
roll the reels
Yep.
before the movie.
Before
or
the
whatever.
movie,
And
yeah.
this
The
was
news.
still early in the war. So this
Yeah.
was in, we got into the war December of 41. This was in April of 42, correct?
Was the raid.
Was
yeah.
the raid.
Was
And
the raid.
so this was still fairly new. But Jimmy Doolittle, who was, I believe, Chad, correct me on this, I'm sure you will, but correct me on this, I believe he was a race car driver and a pilot. He
Right.
did, I think, the first blind landing, totally IFR. I mean, he was just amazing. So he came along to lead the Doolittle raid, and his plane went down, and he had to find a way out. So I can't remember where he was in China, but there's this story that has been told over and over and over, and I had heard it forever, about the fact that Jimmy Doolittle gets to some place where they're flying on a military plane, and it's owned by CNAC, the Chinese National Airline.
Right.
And so he says, I need to get on this plane. I need to, I'm Jimmy Doolittle, for God's sakes. Like, somebody needs to get me back over there. Yeah. And so he goes to get on the plane, and there are over 70 women and children, refugees, on this DC-3.
Packed
and
into
this thing is packed.
Right.
I mean, you're supposed to have 24 people on DC-3. This thing is packed. He crawls over these people, gets up to the cockpit, and he meets the pilot, the little Chinese pilot, who has explained to him that it's quite a short runway, so when they go
Off a cliff.
they have to really get going or it's not going to
Or
work
it's
out.
not gonna
And
work.
Jimmy Doolittle's just like, okay. So he famously had said that was I believe he said the piece of flying he'd ever seen.
Yeah.
No, it's
And it was
Falcon
Moon
flying.
Chin.
Falcon flight.
And
Yeah,
so,
the pilot.
So we had always heard this story. We have this gentleman come to speak at the museum, 100 years old, Chinese, the
was a
oldest
few years ago.
Chinese, it was the oldest Chinese commercial pilot.
He
Right.
was the first Chinese
Yeah.
commercial.
Moon Chin,
Right?
and he gets up on stage and he tells the story. He was the one that flew Jimmy Doolittle out. So
Yeah.
it's one of those stories that you think was just
in
this,
an,
yeah, sure,
in
that
an
happened.
overloaded
Yeah.
DC-3 off the edge of a cliff
Yeah,
in China in war conditions to get them all out.
To get the
Yeah.
refugees
To get the refugees and him out.
incidentally,
yeah. And by the
Doolittle.
way,
Jimmy
maybe
Doolittle.
we'll get Jimmy Doolittle out too. Yeah. So just amazing. Moon Chin stories.
This is why when they say truth is stranger than fiction,
Right.
they're right.
Right.
Because you wouldn't believe it if it didn't happen.
I am so glad that y'all are along with
Yeah.
this.
Thank you.
Like, keep telling stories and stuff
Okay, good.
like that.
Okay.
Y'all are awesome. I think. I mean,
Happy to help.
I appreciate that.
We don't.
Thank you, Saber.
There are things that sometimes you have to confirm and
Yeah.
sometimes confirm, and some of the stories you never know whether quite to trust them or
Right,
not.
right.
But when you have a 100-year-old Chinese
telling the
pilot
story,
telling
Yeah.
you listen to him,
Yeah.
as it turns
and
out.
it was. We did just lose Dick Bull.
Dick Bull,
the
the
last
last Doolittle Raiders just died
Ah.
not too long ago.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Very sad.
All right, they're going to close us up here.
Yeah, they're gonna.
They are going to close it up. There's only 15 minutes left in the museum, so we're going to start moseying chat.
Good test.
We're not going to turn off the stream yet, but I think it's been going pretty well for a test.
This is our tests usually go.
Look at this. Here, EJ would like this. It's like ground service equipment.
Yeah. Oh, and
Just
it's
some ground service equipment, and yeah, the information plate. Nice.
oh, but it's not a Jeep that pulls it. It's a giant track dozer
track.
without the blade
sure
on
it
it.
is. It's,
the Cletrack M2 tractor and M5 bomb trailer, as it says on the informational plate. If you're interested in the statistics on the trailer, bomb M5.
And the serial number.
The max payload, look, Saber, it's not just the max payload, it's the max payload at 45 miles per hour.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
5,000 pounds at 45 miles per hour.
I don't want to see that going forward.
Going 45 miles per hour.
Not so much.
I'd like to see it go 45 miles per hour from a good distance away.
That would be that.
So hey, everybody, we are walking out of this building now, but hey, we're going to be back. This is not the end of the time here. We are going to be back here. This is one of the many buildings at the Imperial War Museum here in Duxford, UK. We are walking back out towards the flight line, it looks like. I'm going to try to see, I know the museum closes in 15 minutes, and we're going to figure out what's going on. But for now, we're going to keep the camera on for as long as we can and walk and walk. Yeah, this is a DOS cam, yeah. I've been recording with it some, not full time, but it is recording sometime, Aries.
We are going to get some wind noise again.
Yeah, and as we walk out of the building, we're gonna get the wind noise again. Thanks, Saber. So again, this is the American Air Museum at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford. If you want to come and check this stuff out, you can do it. It's like a public museum, right? And the last thing I'm going to tell you one more time, we don't just show up and we don't just like start filming, right? We actually have checked in, we talked to people, we made sure that we could come and do this, right? So don't just show up with like your, oh no, I'm going to do a stream. As it turns out, if you ask for permission, you can get a lot of the time. So I want to see these planes. God, the planes from that end would be the shot. Because you could see all the way up the runway. Do y'all want to walk up there to the gate? Because the light's going to be on the right side. We're going to get some gratuitous zooms and pans.
And wind noise.
Gratuitous zooms, pans, and wind noise.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to see. Oh, I can't believe it.
This is Airplane Nerd Armageddon.
Airplane Nerd Armageddon. That's even the Land Warfare Museum over there in the background. We haven't even been to that. That building's full of tanks and stuff. So,
There's a whole exhibit in one of the buildings about paratroopers, and there were dogs that were paratroopers.
dog paratroopers?
Dog paratroopers.
Dog paratroopers.
Yeah, parachute.
Let's get the right, do they have a flat?
Yes, they do.
It looks like they have a flat.
They do have a flat. It's been flat all day, yes. It's been sitting there because, yes.
That's how I met British Andy.
British Andy.
Oh, Saber, we'll go all the way up to here.
Oh, okay. All right. All the way.
Chat, no, wait till you
planes yet. Chat.
wait till you see this shot we're lining up. Hang on a second.
In the meantime, look, there's some park picnic benches. Here's the building.
It actually looks like a bunker
It
almost.
does, yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that's a good spot up on the corner. Yeah, there's a trash can of it. That's an English trash can. Yeah.
Alright, there you go.
Here's some train tracks for some reason.
Train tracks. It's for moving trains.
Yep. Yep, just walking around. There is actually a lot of armor around here. Check this out, guys. Here, try to walk smooth for a second. I don't know if we want to go much farther. We're gonna start losing them behind the other
Yeah,
one.
this is pretty good right here. Alright, so here's the reason that we were just walking down here, chat. Check this out. This is a beautiful sight.
Low spot here. Okay, so it's for these planes.
Yay!
Those ones.
Oh,
That's it.
exciting!
That's all. Oh wait, no, hang on. There's a couple more. Oh, there's some more. Here's some more. Hang on. Here's some more. Oh yeah, there they are.
And there's another row behind them.
There's 2 rows that there are.
Also that, yeah. Also that.
Look at that. That's a beautiful sight.
Mm-hmm. Wait, there's still more. Oh, there we go. Okay, got him. So that's what we were down at earlier.
Yeah. That is a beautiful sight, y'all. I mean, I like airplanes, but the DC-3s, the C-47s, those are very, very pretty planes.
I don't know the Ford Trimotor though.
This trimotor. You're gonna. DC-3 girl is gonna like throw you into a prop or something. You're not careful. Nothing about a trimotor.
Don't even start.
And a casual Spitfire, yeah, just a casual
Yeah.
Spitfire.
It was back there somewhere, taxi. Yep. I honestly, if we get the chance, I'd love to go in that PVY and compare to the one that's in Evergreen, because that one hasn't really been fixed up in Evergreen, but then that one is clearly in very good shape. All right, let's take a look way down here, guys. Let's see what we got.
Yeah. And some weird turbines, yeah. And some weird turbines. Alright, so we are going to have to start walking here, Chad. We don't have to turn the camera off yet. but we are going to start walking here. You want to do the backwards thing?
Let's just flip around here.
For a little bit? All right, cool.
Because then I can just be...
Yeah, on that side.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think?
Also,
Good test? Like an okay test here, y'all?
good test as we walk past C47.
C47s for days back there.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. Again, we had the hiccups with the baggage and stuff like that. Saber and I flew all the way out here from the States. I mean, all four of us flew all the way out here from the States. JDK and DC3 girl as well. But we came all the way out here, and then one of our bags was lost this morning, and we're trying to get it, jumping through hoops. But I am so glad that we were able to get out here in time to see the actual formations of C-47s, DC-3s fly over us, because they did a flyover. There's probably some good clips of that at the beginning of the VOD if anybody wants to post up any clips. And then seeing them all land, I can't believe that they just kept coming. I thought there were 7. It seemed like 17 landed, because every time we thought we were done, and we're like, and now that was the landing of the, oh wait, there's another one? It was really cool. So I'm happy that it worked out this way. The weather is actually quite fantastic. I know that it's a little bit, we were worried about the rain earlier, but it looks like that blew over. The temperature's great. It's nice and sunny. It's not hot. It's not humid. I mean, because I grew up in South Texas, it doesn't get hot or humid here. Something's taken off. Oh yeah, there goes the casual Spitfire. Yeah, it's the double-seater Spitfire.
And in unrelated news, DC3 girl's talking to somebody again.
It's just networking. Casual Spitfire. Chat, that's the Spitfire that they sell rides in, I believe. It's converted to have 2 seats. So we are walking. You didn't show the V1 flying bomb, but we have a couple of days out here.
Something coming in, 2 planes again.
Oh yeah, look out there. There's something that's gonna be looks like it's gonna be flying over.
Yeah.
Chat, we got some zoom on this. Let's see if we can figure out what they are. Gotcha.
Is it those Texans from earlier?
I don't know. What are those?
No, those aren't Texans. Those are, I think those are the Spitfires.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, they are.
Is that just 2 Spitfires doing a flyover? Look at that! With the D-Day marks on one of them too.
Lost the focus.
Really?
Yeah, it went out of focus.
Really?
Dang
Oh, and one just peeled off.
it. Yes.
I promise we didn't time that, although maybe we should.
Did it just get something in the foreground maybe?
I don't know. Well, that could be. It got a little water on it earlier.
Yeah, it got some rain on it. It might be that there's like a water drop on it.
It's on. I've had to toggle it a couple times. It's on the intelligent autofocus right now.
Really?
The little rail, I stopped to ask about the little rail. It was to take munitions out to.
Munitions?
Okay.
That's what you were asking about?
Yes, and then I found that nice man.
Somebody said that Spitfires are like seagulls at Duxford. Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
That is good.
There's the one peeled off right over there.
They're probably coming around to land now.
Yeah.
How much for a ride in the Spitfire? We could ask.
We did
It's,
ask, yes.
I don't know that we could live stream it, but we could ask.
Saber would like to try.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would love to, but like I also have to realize that we are on a budget.
Well, that's like a double stretch goal, okay?
Yeah, that'll work.
Double check airplane ride goals.
Our budget is going to have stretch marks at the end of this trip. We've been stretching it so much, so.
Yeah, let's. Well, I guess the DC-3s are in the way. Terrible problem to have.
Yeah,
I was
what
gonna
a
say we could
terrible
walk up to the
problem
gate
to
and get an image of him landing, but I don't know.
But the DC-3s are in the way.
Yeah.
I hate it when you have so many DC-3s. They're in the way.
Yeah.
There's that whole second line right there.
Yeah, I know.
We'll ask. I mean, we'll definitely ask about it, y'all. I don't know if it's possible. Oh, did you get the gun earlier?
No, I did not.
I mean, just random shore battery
Giant gun.
installed by the bathrooms, actually.
Right, exactly.
It's literally by the bathroom.
That's where the booms come from.
No cutting in line.
Yeah, if you take too long.
if you
Put
take
put the toilet seat down, or else.
It's about 400 curly L's for a ride in the double-seater Spitfire. 400 curly L's. Well, that's what they are.
That's
what
funny.
they look like.
Hard to tell.
I'm
That's
gonna
right.
visit somebody here.
Don't promise any.
This is a big place. I really like this place.
I have no idea how big the airport or the airfield is at in Normandy, but it can't. I mean, this is huge.
Well, don't they have like commercial flights out there?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's a couple
Cannes.
little-
Yeah, it's Cannes Airport.
How do you pronounce it? Con?
It's Cannes.
Con.
Yeah.
All right.
There is a Cannes in France. That's
But
where
that's
the film festival is.
A-N-N-E.
A-N-N-E-S.
Yeah.
A-N-E-S. And that's the film festival. That's in the south of France.
Gotcha. So this place is Con. Con.
Somebody will probably quibble with our pronunciation.
No, don't quibble with
We're
that.
not French, it's fine.
Right,
More or
but they have to
less.
quibble via chat, so what are they going to do?
Yeah.
You
we have the
pronounce it.
microphone.
You pronounce it.
It's like, oh, you pronounce it C-A-E-N, and I'm like, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me.
Give me something in rhymes with.
Give me something it rhymes with.
We have a 1940 operations room over here, apparently.
Yeah, and there's a Battle of Britain exhibit in here.
Oh, this is another museum building?
Yeah, these are all museum
There's
buildings.
stuff in all of these buildings.
Huge map coming up right here.
Yeah.
That has everything on it. But yes, every single building has something that you can go in and see.
Several that are doing restoration. Like there's a building over here we can go in where they're actively restoring aircraft.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
do that.
Fly.
Here, look at the map right quick. So this is where we just were, right? The American Air Museum. This is the building we were in. We walked down here past this curve of the fence, because right here is where we were looking up the flight line. This is where all the C-47s and DC-3s are parked, right? The Land Warfare Museum was down there, number 8, and then we've been walking up this road. You are right here. It actually says right there. But 4 is a building, 5 is a building. That big gun emplacement was by the bathrooms. I wasn't kidding about that. There's 3, there's 2, there's just all these hangars, and we've only been in one of them. How long are we here for? Not long enough.
Yeah, this was the test.
That's always the answer. Not long
Next
enough.
2 full days we're here, so this is fun. Look,
Please turn till the message plays.
What?
Second World War American pilot Hayden Richards remembers the lessons he was taught about attacking aircraft on the ground.
Oh, look. It's got like if you look through this, you can put the overlay.
Oh, geez. Okay.
See that?
Okay, hang
Yeah.
on.
Out there to kill you.
Hang on, let me.
That's why it's clear. You okay?
So there's the, oh, I'm just trying to get it lined up.
Is
Just
employ
right.
the element of surprise. In other words, you didn't circle
oh, no,
above
I
and then
gotta
go
come out.
down. You saw that.
Yeah,
airfield
it doesn't really work
when
with
you
the
were
camera as well.
You can get an activity sheet and
After
stand
around
it
here.
here.
bombers and you were
Yeah.
coming back,
Thank you.
you had that airfield.
All right, JD. JD is in charge of the time. There's a lot of this happening.
Eon says hi.
Hi, Eon.
It's
Still the
wind your
greatest
own
airplane
narration.
ever. Exactly. You get some exercise with your history.
Yeah, Mac, we heard that earlier that, here, I'll step over on this side. We heard that they actually blew up a real hangar for the movie, The Battle of Britain. A couple people have said that. I assume that's not an urban legend, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, a couple locals said they did. That's,
really? Yeah, a couple locals said they did, yeah. So, oh, are we seeing tri-motors today? Actually, on the, like, the paperwork,
Nobody
it said no
bothers
tri-motors
with
allowed.
tri-motors for something like this.
There's no tri-motors here, I don't think.
Weirdly, they didn't paratroop out of
Right,
tri-motors for
exactly.
D-Day.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's cool. Can we ride around in that truck? It looks like a mobile air traffic control tower. Pope Mobile, looks like air traffic control. Not the Pope Mobile.
Oh my goodness, I love this.
This is what we're doing all week, chat. This is what we're doing all week. We'll be out with the planes. This is our technical setup day, just making sure everything works.
Yeah, and
But,
tomorrow the planes will be doing all their practices.
Yep,
So
yep.
They'll have limited access for us to be able to go out there.
Yep.
So we tour the buildings tomorrow, and then the next day
Is the big shindig. Yeah, is the big shindig.
we're over here, and then there's a whole new series of
Then we
things
go down to
in
France, yeah.
Yeah.
we took a really fast train to France.
And we go to the sites where all this actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
That is honestly, just as far as myself personally wanting to travel internationally, I've only ever wanted to go to Normandy in France. I don't care about Paris. Sorry, anybody from Paris, but
Sorry,
me personally,
Parisians.
like,
And I'm the exact same way.
but yeah, just Normandy is like
Yeah.
on my list.
That's it.
Any of you from Paris? I love Paris.
Yeah, there you go. Take a good trip. I'm sure.
So
it's
on
beautiful.
average,
I'm sure
Paris
I'll
is
love
like
it.
25% good.
And Normandy is like 100%.
Oh yeah, yeah. A plane? Using my highly analytical skills here, my vast encyclopedic-like knowledge.
You doing okay? You need me to adjust anything?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I just kind of got under the
Yeah.
shoulder
Call
thing.
for a cab.
Oh yeah, we do.
I guess I would
Why didn't we just bring a little camper and just stay
Yeah.
out here?
Sure.
We still need like a
75th anniversary.
We didn't tell Das about next year yet.
That's later. That's later.
Oh, and they have food trucks.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we didn't actually ever eat.
Yeah. No. No.
We
Never
never ended
did.
up eating.
I really would have liked
I had some pretzels this morning.
Look at the hangars. Like, it's an airfield, chat. It's not just a museum.
Yeah, we're on a
Look at the
taxiway right
hangars.
now.
We're on a taxiway, yeah. A taxiway that has food trucks.
Yes. Come on.
That might be taking this step.
Not just coffee and churros. Love coffee.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is B-17
Sleepover at the airfield. I like that.
Ah,
idea.
yeah.
Sleepover at the airfield. You wake up whenever the planes start buzzing you.
Yeah. What if you're sleeping
Shocking
in the
that Das
plane?
didn't eat on a field trip.
Yeah. No. Who said that? They know you. That's very true.
All right, look, for real. This is the Sally B. Somebody was asking about the Sally B. The family-friendly Zoom there, but
Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
somebody did ask if the Sally B was here, and this is the Sally B behind us here.
Wait, I could. Let me see if I can.
Block it out.
There we go. There's the rest of the plane. Okay.
It's historical.
It is historical.
Right. Because otherwise DC3 would be all over it.
Yep.
But we'll actually meet somebody out here that does nose art. Circuit Breaker. Circuit Breaker. Hello. They're good.
Ah, gotcha.
This is such a nice Catalina. Oh, it's so beautiful.
There's the
nice
there's the
tinted
Catalina.
dome. Yeah.
Yeah. The
I mean,
Catalina
compared to the
in
one
good-
at Evergreen.
It looks like a spaceship,
It
honestly.
does. Yeah.
With those tinted bubbles on the back and stuff. That's like a touring Catalina.
You know, if you combine what Evergreen has and what this place has, you have like perfect condition of all of the exhibits. Because there's a lot of crossover here. Just good coffee shop. Oh, that's a playground. I was like, what vehicle is that? Oh, no.
We
no,
did the
that's
same
a
thing. We're
playground.
like, wait, what? It's
That's
a playground.
awesome.
It's a playground. Yeah, fancy. A couple of blokes turning up and going, oh yeah, I've done this before.
So for today, are we done with what we're doing today?
We are done. I think
Except for
now,
eating dinner. So
Right, I was going to
Yes.
say, I think now we need to find food.
Right.
And then probably sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that
yeah.
order, preferably.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, you guys need to rest. We've had a couple of days.
And then what time tomorrow?
This opens at 10.
This opens
and we
at
can't
10.
get into the
Oh, wow.
airfield, so I would think we probably want to come. The gentleman I was talking to said they opened about 15 minutes early today because there were so many people standing outside.
Right.
So I would think that we probably.
Get over here like 9:30 or
Yep,
something.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because we also had the hiccup with the cab and stuff to
Yes.
get over here because it's not. We're not in a big town right now. We're in sort of a small town.
So, is the gentleman somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. It's basically a J5 Cub or J3 Cub, but for. Yeah.
It's got D-Day stripes.
Yep. Yeah. got, it's
crazy.
got everything. I mean,
got
this is all of the British airplanes.
It's got a Lancaster heavy bomber from World War II, which is, it actually makes the D-17 look kind of small.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I want that giant thing in the corner that makes the DC-3 look like a tiny little thing.
The Hastings.
Yes.
The Hastings. Oh, really? The British have cool names for their planes.
They
Yeah.
do.
There's another cafe that's closed.
Yes, right. Seems to be a theme happening here.
I hear your stomach.
All right, so do we want to do a sign off while we still have the airfield and
Yeah,
strip?
I think
Or
so,
in view?
uh,
Airstrip in view.
Yeah, let's actually walk around the corner there and just, so we can step out of the walkway. Yeah. Chat, come back with us real quick. Unless, can we? No, we can't really get around there.
Then I got to step over.
Yeah, you could step over. Yeah, this is probably good. Like right here. Just so we're not in the middle of the walkway there. You know?
Let's face.
Yeah.
I'll face
I was trying to get that. Yeah. Am I good?
Yeah,
Right there?
yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. So, anyways, y'all, I've been sort of reading chat. I mean, as we've been walking out here, this was our technical check day. We've never actually streamed from here before, so we had all the gear. We're confident in the gear. We have the live view solo. We have the unlimited IRL data modems and stuff like that. I had confidence that it was going to work, but we wanted to come and actually walk around the facility, make sure the cameras worked, make sure the modems had signal, etc., etc. Today, it looks like it went fantastically. Now, tomorrow and the next day, especially on the 4th, it's supposed to be ridiculously busy. Over 10,000 people expected to come to the air show here, and we'll be here. So is the signal going to be the same on those days? I don't know. Anytime you get a bunch of nerds in one place, and especially when you're in a more rural area like this, we're not in a big city, so the backbone and stuff like that might not be able to handle it. Also, I know about the wind. I know that the audio is probably good inside the building, but when we're outside here, we've got this wonderfully cool breeze, which I am not complaining about. But I know that we have a little bit of challenges with the wind. We'll see what we can do to fix that out. I will be posting the schedule of our events. We have at least 4 hours of streams every day coming up the next 5 days. Most of the days are more, it's like 7 or 8 hours, but at least 4 hours a day. I think the 5th is the day where we have less because we're actually traveling down to France. But we'll be streaming here from Duxford, UK at the Imperial War Museum, and we're going to be traveling down on the 5th to France to actually go down to Normandy and continue the virtual field trip. Again, I cannot say enough. Thank you all so much for all the support that got us out here. You're going to get sick of me saying that. One more thing, I'm also going to say thank you to LiveView. Been watching the show, you know that LiveView is our corporate sponsor. They actually not only make it possible from a financial perspective, but all the gear we're using is actual news gear that a news team would be using to broadcast that. The LiveView Solo is based on the same technology, and that's why we're able to come out here and even provide this live stream. We don't have like a laptop stuffed in a backpack that's running OBS or anything. We don't have anything like a tripod that has a PC hanging underneath it or anything like that. It's actually the LiveView Solo that makes this possible. It makes me confident to get on a plane and fly over here and say, yeah, I can stream from there for 5 days. So I can't say thank you enough to LiveView for not only financially supporting us, but making the awesome equipment that makes it possible. Our other sponsor is Unlimited IRL. Unlimited IRL, thank you all for the modems. They helped us out with the international data package. You know that data is the expensive part of doing the live streams, IRL stuff, and Unlimited IRL helping us out, not only shipping us the modems that they knew would work here, because there's other people that use them here, but just helping us out with the pricing on that as well. So, LiveView, you're awesome. Unlimited IRL, I mean, you're all right. Appreciate you too. Twitch chat, y'all are cool too. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for today. We're not gonna do like a dinner stream or anything like that. We are gonna go eat. We haven't eaten yet.
It's now 6 o'clock and the museum is now closed.
The museum's now closed. As you can hear, it's telling us the museum's now closed.
We hope you have enjoyed your time here and will visit Duxford again soon.
I'd love to visit Duxford again. Yeah. Anyways, so the museum's closed now and we're walking out. There's also a bunch of B-roll, so I'm filming with this a lot of the time. We're not streaming with it, but I'm actually doing some behind-the-scenes recording. Like when we were building the backpacks and stuff like that earlier, we actually recorded it, and Saber and I in the hotel room, like digging cables out and plugging stuff in. So we'll be showing some of that after the event. I don't think we're gonna show it during the event. We're not live streaming it. We're just recording B-roll there. Yeah, fish and chip stream. No, I don't really do fish and chips. Maybe like a nice shepherd's pie or something. But fish and chips, no. Welcome to the UK. Hey, and I'll tell you, if you're within striking distance, this is what's going on here the next couple of days. If you can get to Duxford, you live in New London, apparently there's trains, Cambridge is right up the road. If it's the sort of thing, if you're like an aviation nerd and you can make it here, check online. There's information at the Imperial War Museum website where you can figure out how you can get tickets and actually come and see this in person. You don't have to be virtually here on the live stream. You can come and actually visit this in person. But if you can't get here, if you're not in the UK, if you didn't travel for this, this is what we are doing. This is a Vector's virtual field trip, and we are coming out here to help you share in this experience, even if you can't make it here yourself. Hopefully you can figure out, or you sort of learn, or you think that this is a really cool experience you'd like to take yourself one day. Go to a museum, go to an air show that's near you, anything you can do to participate or be interactive with stuff like that. But for people that can't make that trip, we're glad that we can come out here and we can bring the equipment, the Levy Solo, and all the data and stuff so that we can stream this for you, and on occasion read chat. For now, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. We'll leave you with some gratuitous zooms of our favorite plane of the hour, the C-47 with the D-Day markings back there. Again, the next 5 days, hey, join the Discord, !Discord, for a link to the Discord to get over there. That's where I'm gonna be posting up the schedule and stuff. You got a landing coming in too. We'll sign off with the landing. Chat, here's how we're signing off with the landing. That's the dual-seater Spitfire, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. For now, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Later, nerds.